Evening, boys. We are 3 minutes away and we are live on YouTube for our first video. First time. First
First
time.
one, and I have no idea what's going on because I didn't know when to start talking.
Yeah, you usually get us going.
How
Wow.
many
I was
how
I was
many
waiting
people
for the
in
timer
this
to
live
come
feed? How
up,
many?
and
How many people
I'm
we
just
got
sitting
watching
here
us?
like a deer in headlights. But we
Yeah.
are less than 3 minutes away, guys, and first time live, and we're hoping we'll get a few of you on here and see some live results together and some live reactions, especially pick 11 for our guy Ty,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, you
welcome.
Yeah.
guys,
Thanks
you
for
guys
doing
have a
it.
long night ahead of you waiting for your picks.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So, look, we have a few minutes before Roger comes out. Anyone want to give, like, maybe kind of something they're looking forward to? It seems like there's been a lot of chatter today in the last couple hours. Trades. We got Pickens signing his franchise tag, like maybe
Yeah.
an hour or two ago. So there's thoughts he might get dealt at some point here. What are we looking forward to? I'm thinking it's gonna be a pretty busy evening.
Yeah, I think we kind of talked about that. Maybe this wouldn't be as busy of a trading night as normal draft night, but it kind of sounds like it's going to be just going crazy. I know Peter Schrager came out just as Ty has talked about and Dan Orlovsky has talked about with Ty Simpson. There's a lot of inklings that a lot of teams are interested in him in that 20 to 32 range. So I'm very interested to see where he goes. If it's somebody trading up like we talked about on the last episode. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see where Ty Simpson goes.
Yeah, the thing too, we've been talking a lot about our mock drafts, the receiver market. There's a lot of names that we think are going to go in the top 10 to 12 picks. Is Jordan Tyson going to be the first receiver taken off the board, which we kind of heard some inklings this over the week, or is it going to be the Carnell Tates of the world and Ty Lemons kind of fall in? So I'm really interested to see how that goes. And really, I think pick two is kind of where things can get up in the air. We don't really know what the Jets are doing. We believe a defensive end, but which one do they take? And then will a team like the Dallas Cowboys, an example, trade into the top 5, 6 range and see if they can get some of the deadlines? So there's a lot of smoke screens this time of year, but we're going to find out officially what is happening. And the start of the new season begins tonight, boys. It's exciting.
Yeah, and just to kind of let everyone know the plan here. I mean, again, this is new for us, but I think we're going to try to take this pick by pick and kind of discuss each pick as they come in. And I do have a beautiful, beautiful 640-page copy of The Beast. Anyone who's an NFL draft fan knows what The Beast is and who creates The Beast. So I'm going to kind of just, as players come in, I'm going to take everyone through their strengths, weaknesses, kind of their frame and who they are. And yeah, we'll take it pick by pick. And then I kind of have Twitter up and running. And, we'll kind of, not that I'm going to let anyone know who's getting picked ahead of time. That's like one of the things I hate the most about the NFL draft is the reporters coming out saying who's picked before Roger announces it. But things like trades, things that maybe reporters are kind of letting everyone else know about. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. What do we got? I think we got less than a minute here before this gets rolling.
Yeah, I'm seeing the intros play out right now, and looks like a great crowd in Pittsburgh. So should be electric. And I think there's going to be very few surprises here at number one. But yeah, as Ty said, I think the draft really starts at pick two. We've talked about it in our last episode. We kind of did a top 16. And I think that'll be fun. We'll kind of compare ours, afterwards to see how accurate we went. But yeah, Arvell Reese and David Bailey, at that two spot, I think is going to determine a lot.
I saw something about Reese being maybe the betting favorite as of the last hour or two.
Yeah, man, that keeps going back and forth.
Yeah, it does. So it'll be yeah, no, that'll be interesting to see. I mean, we're gonna find out real fast. I mean, because obviously Mendoza and they're showing him right now on the screen.
Yeah, so he's not there, right?
He's not there. He's down
He's
in
not
Florida.
there, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not
Is
down
that
in
the
Florida.
first time the number one pick's not been at the draft? Do we know?
I think Trevor Lawrence wasn't there either a few years
Okay.
back. I think it's been a little more common than we think, but yeah, it is. Yeah, that's a choice. But again, be around your friends, family. I got to ask you, we never really talked about this, and we have a few minutes before kind of he officially gets drafted by the Raiders, obviously. But what are your guys' comps on Fernando Mendoza? Like, what do you think his ceiling is in terms of a comp that currently is in the NFL or his play? Like, where do you guys think that, does he become a top 10 quarterback, a top 8 quarterback, or is he more than like that middle tier quarterback you think of as his ceiling?
Well,
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
so I think his ceiling is got to be somewhere higher than mid range, right? You're not for sure locked in at him at number one for this long without thinking he can be a top five, top 10 quarterback in the league. His body size is definitely favorable, right? He has the body of an NFL quarterback. He's big, he's tall, he's fairly athletic. I guess, like in a body comp sense, I guess more of a less athletic Josh Allen, but that is like top of ceiling. And
Yeah.
as somebody who calls himself a quarterback guru, check our old episodes in like 2018 and 2019. Um, I think his ceiling is a lot lower than some of the guys like Josh Allen, who obviously coming in was super unknown out of Wyoming. We didn't really know much about him. But I think there's just something about the way that Mendoza carries himself and the way that he prepares, that even if he's not going to be the most athletically or physically gifted, that he is going to be the most prepared and the most ready. And so, I mean, his ceiling's high. I don't have a great player comp in mind to
Yeah,
say like,
I kept seeing like Kirk Cousins, kind of similar style, like that. That's like his like kind of area. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like he did a lot of great things towards the end of the year. Obviously, I just in the NFL, man, we all know this is just different. I'm just curious to see. I do hope that they do not play him early on. I know they got Kirk Cousins, to go there, and hopefully he can kind of learn his way and stuff like that. But in a draft where the quarterback class isn't as heavy, I mean, he obviously rightfully so will be the first overall pick. But I'm just curious to see kind of how they utilize him in LA or in Vegas, I should say, and hopefully he doesn't touch the field day one, because I think there's going to be a lot of those expectations, and I hope he can just learn the game, and Kirk Cousins can kind of ride that ship, for the first half of the season.
Yeah, and his head is on right. I mean, this guy, he seems like the right mindset, the right type to lead a franchise. So I'm expecting big things from him. And I think the Raiders are a team on the rise.
Yeah.
They're up and coming. Dave, I messaged you something on the side here. I don't know.
yeah, I'm working on that.
Someone's telling us we got to update our.
Yeah, I was getting some chats there's no option for the chats on YouTube or whatever, so maybe something we got to just adjust, but we'll get that right, and hopefully the fans can jump in here, get their reactions of their team's picks. You'll get mine at pick 11. I'm excited for that in about probably, call it an hour and a half or so into the draft, but
The 8 minutes per pick is something nice this year.
that's new. Right. They lowered it. That is right.
Yeah.
That is a nice.
Yeah.
touch.
Looks like there's Big Ben. They're for those that maybe aren't watching, you probably are, but all the big time Steelers are on the stage right now. What a scene! Like something to talk about before this gets going. Just like what the NFL draft has turned into. Like for me, this is like my favorite night of the year. Round one, short of like a Bears playoff game, or I mean, it's short of any Bears regular season game. There's nothing better than round
Yeah.
one of the NFL draft. Like, look at this scene in Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what this has turned into.
All right, so people
Roger
are saying
speaking
they
at the podium there.
they can't comment, or what's
Yeah, they're
happening?
saying there's no option to chat. They're not seeing the option like we did earlier when we tested.
David's our
Dave's our IT, our leader.
IT guy.
I
got some
I
time.
do it all, folks.
Full-
He does it all.
Except for
All
doing
the,
great
all the
content.
beautiful graphics you see on the screen, the tickers and everything. There you go.
We are
I see the chat.
officially on the clock. The Raiders are officially on the clock. Now, are they gonna? I mean, are they? Why isn't the pick in yet? Like, I remember the Caleb year because everyone knew Caleb was going one, and this was when they had the 10-minute round. But the Bears let Caleb go down to like minute 3 or minute 2, and you're like, okay, what's going on? Like, why isn't that like the most sure thing? It's just kind of funny. I think the NFL wants it, wants everyone to wait a little bit. I'm pretty sure, but
Yeah, the Raiders make their final calls, their final checks. Welcome them to the organization, and yeah, new hope for this team, this franchise that is, one of the teams like that is just a blue blood franchise. Just year after year just doesn't get it done. So hopefully this is their first step of building this new culture and winning ways in a tough division. And as they show Fernando Mendoza with his friends and family, minutes away from being the first overall pick in the draft and the new quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. Who's saying LA? The Las Vegas Raiders. So.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. Look at him. There's a good view of him and the family. Again in Coral Gables, Florida. Actually, Ty, not far from us.
Yeah,
a couple hours
he's
south.
a Miami kid. Yeah, he's a Miami kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When we were in our season, there were a lot of tank for Mendoza, and just keep bringing him back home, but it just didn't work out that way for us. But.
Well, we all know how tank for Tua worked out. So.
Yeah, did not work well. Did not work well.
There you go. So this could be you guys. If you comment on the video, the live stream, I should say, we'll pop your comment up and we'll have a discussion about whatever you say. Unless it's something crazy, then we might not. But we'll see.
As long as it gets vetted by our team, our back end team.
Yeah.
Sure.
Our background team is Anth, who's trying to do 17 things at once. So
No.
You're probably getting through.
This is not.
How many people watching right now? How many? 3?
I don't know.
I think. Do we count?
I mean, we got one. We got one watching. That's okay. That's okay.
One.
How do I get?
Ty's wife. Thank you.
How do I get rid of
Thank
this
you, Emily.
now?
We appreciate you for being
Under
fan.
the comments. Yeah, there you go. There it is.
Yeah. So okay, we still got 5 minutes on the clock here. So another one of
Why do
those
they do
situations.
that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, cause the night's not long enough apparently.
I mean, realistically, the clock's been, like 3 months or 4 months long. Longer than that, I guess. They should probably know who they're taking.
So
What's up?
I know you're going to do this, but let's give the fans what they're hoping on your little cheat sheet there. What's your number one strength and number one weakness for Fernando Mendoza? What do you think?
Okay, so you want me to read the number one?
Just give me one. Yeah, just give a little tease. Just give me
Okay.
give me what in your opinion, out of those strengths that you have, what do you think is his number one strength that will get him to be successful?
Well, okay, so one of the strengths, and again, I'm going to read all of them, and it looks like there's a scene of the Raiders group kind of shaking hands, so I think we'll be getting Mendoza here any minute. But one of the strengths, throws with high-level anticipation and ball placement. So, like, that's one of the keys for a quarterback is the anticipation. When you got that guy running and, he's mid-route and he's cutting in or he's going to break out, like getting that ball out, 2 yards even before the guy's even turning his head to look. Like, just anticipating the throw is like so important for a quarterback. And if you got it, you're going to be very successful. One of his weaknesses, so in college in Indiana, benefited from the RPO heavy offense. And a lot of his throws were high percentage first read throws. So is he going to be able to get to his second read, get to his third read the defense? Those are all things.
Official.
Pick is in. Okay, we
Pick is
officially
in.
got the pick. Okay, well, I think I could probably get ready to start editing this. I don't know.
Pick is in. And
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah, I think that was the one thing with Mendoza that worried me a little bit was what you're saying. A lot of his throws were very high percentage, like at the line in the flats. I know towards the end of the year, he definitely made some throws over the field, but how does that translate to the NFL? Like he's got some mobility, but I wouldn't consider him the most athletic guy relative to some of these other quarterbacks that we know of, like the Lamars and Josh Allen. But the one thing, like I said, he has a smart brain. He has high football IQ. He's very accurate. He does anticipate his throws. They're going to have to put pieces around him in with the Raiders. Like he's going to need help, and hopefully some of the pieces that they have currently. But again, I just hope that they do not throw him in there from day one. They let him learn and let him kind of understand the game and really learn in the practice field. So, but again, like I said, new day for this team as the pick's about seconds away, and just
He looks.
Just an exciting time, I'm sure.
He's just sitting there on his couch with his family, and he's got no. He's got nothing. I'm hearing myself echo. Are you guys hearing that?
Yeah, I think it's tied.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes Roger.
Here he comes. Are they booing? I don't have the volume.
I'm sure
on,
they're.
so- Yeah, we don't want to get sued, so we're not sure if they're booing Roger or not.
Yeah, we cannot have this on.
Let me find out.
Yeah.
Sounds like
There
some
it is.
ends of.
All right, it's official. The 2026 NFL Draft now begins
Someone's mic
at
is
2.
definitely choppy. I have it on mute and it's still going on. I don't know if you guys want to test it.
Mute.
I don't know. Does it happen when I talk at all?
No.
So no
Sounds
surprise, Mendoza number 1.
Good for the Raiders. They have had a great offseason. You know, short of the whole Max Crosby, blunder, which wasn't even really on them. They get that guy back. They spent a lot of money. Now you have your franchise. You have Kirk Cousins that's going to come in and probably run your offense for the first year. Like, Mendoza could not be in a better situation. Like, I am so happy for them, and I'm so excited to see what happens here. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna pull up his scouting from the Beast here in a second.
The Jets are on the clock. Ticker.
Now
Jets.
on the clock.
Yeah, the New York Jets are
New
now
York
on
Jets.
the clock.
Round 1, pick 2.
Which, in my opinion, this is kind of where,
This is the
That's where the
start.
draft starts.
this is where the draft starts for sure.
All right, so right now, call it right now, Bailey or Reese, and then go ahead and break down Mendoza. I'm going.
Reese
Bailey.
Reese late, as of late is kind of now the favorite.
I think the Jets should take Reese, like from a long-term standpoint, but I think they're taking Bailey.
Okay.
That's my final guess.
All right, so quickly, Fernando Mendoza, 4-year junior. He's 6 feet, 236 pounds, 9.5-inch hand. Let's go through his strengths really quick here. So, tall, good-sized athlete, adequate build and body strength. Quickly lines
Just real
himself
quick,
up.
he's 6'5".
6'5". Yeah. What did I say? 6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6'5". Quickly lines himself up to targets with a snappy load and release. Throws with high-level anticipation and ball placement. Smart pre-snap. Understands where to attack vulnerable matchups, which is going to be very important for him in the NFL. And then he's got good timing and velocity on quick outs, intermediate outs, and seam balls. Enough juice in his arm to rip every throw he wants. Not a throw that he cannot make. Stands tough in face of impending contact, gets off throws. He's got a steady heartbeat regardless of score or situation. Not very graceful in creation mode, but it works. Can avoid sacks and extend plays with his legs. He accelerates quickly on quarterback league draws and scrambles. We saw a lot of that last year in college. Always most prepared player and refuses to be outworked, and that's going to be key, for him moving forward. A few weaknesses. He did benefit from the RPO-heavy offense at Indiana. High percentage of first read throws. We talked about this a little bit ago, Ty. Rarely required to get it to third or fourth read or backside routes. He's guilty of leaving clean pockets and doesn't like to be stagnant very long. So, he's going to, especially maybe in that first year, although they did get the center, he's going to probably be pressured a little bit early on. So let's see if he can stay in the pocket. Deep ball is good, but leaves some short and leads others. Doesn't always identify unblocked pressures and pays the price at times. Mobility is an asset, but more of a linear athlete and not elusive in tight quarters. So those are just some of the strengths and weaknesses. But obviously, this was the QB1 of this year's class.
Anth, we got pick is in, it looks like, for the Jets here.
Okay, pick is in.
Ty,
So
turn your phone sideways. I think it's because your camera's pointed down. Or like your speaker.
My mic, you said?
Yeah, I think so. Like, you're just using your phone, right?
Yeah.
I think it's because your phone is, like, pointed down. Does that make sense? I think
Yeah.
he needed to be like this.
Yeah, I can try it here. I'll turn it.
So Dave, you thinking Bailey?
That's what I'm thinking. Again, I think Reese is the better pick long term. I like the upside, but you can't go wrong with either one of these guys. As we've talked about multiple times, David Bailey is definitely the most, uh, NFL ready one right now, and Arvel Reese is higher potential. So
Yeah, I don't know. Tell your speakers. All right, here comes Roger.
Well, maybe it's me. I'll be hopping off in the next pick or two, guys. I'll try to hop in as I can, but uh, Ty and Anth are going to be holding down the fort. But here comes Roger, so let's see.
Oh, it is Bailey. So
David Bailey.
So David Bailey. Okay. So
So we
Dave,
are 2 for 2 on our
on
final
our-
mock.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So
Ty, that was a good call.
and we talked about him quite a bit over the last couple weeks. Like, this is definitely your more sure prospect over Reese. Like, I think Reese might have the higher upside, but he's going to come in. Bailey's going to come in day one, and he's going to change your locker room. And get to the quarterback, and he's just a beast. He's just got the higher upside. Let me update this banner here, because now we're gonna have the Cardinals, but then we'll get into his scouting a little bit. Give me a second.
Yeah, I think Ty's having a little bit of connection issues, but we'll get that figured out. But 2 picks down, and so far 2 for 2 for the gang here. So Mendoza won as expected, and then David Bailey, which we kind of thought was pretty close to 50-50 between him and Arvel Reese. So Ty got that one right in our mock. He said David Bailey, and go ahead, Anth, and break that down for us.
Yeah, so let's get into David Bailey. So he's a 4-year senior, 6'3", 251. 40-yarder was 4.5. He had a 1.62 10-yard. As far as his strengths, tall, developed frame, above average length, and sculptured build. Twitched up athlete, especially for his size. Teammates were buzzing about his freaky talent since he enrolled. Explosive in both movements and ability to generate power. Shows impressive burst and flexibility as a pass rusher, which as an edge, having that flexibility is huge coming off the edge. Plays balance through contact in all phases. Violent hands as a take-on player. Uses his long arms to stay detached on the edge. Hard to find missed or overrun tackle attempts on his 2025 tape. Fluid, change of direction, skills in space to operate as spy or cover man. Learned how to study and prepare playing behind and rooming with Cody Simon. NFL Scout says Ohio State coaches praise his competitive toughness and the way he matured behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets are getting a stud. I watched a lot of his film, to try to prepare for this, and between him and Arvel Reese, like, he is NFL ready. Whether he does that, move off the edge where he just beats you with that first step and dips under you, like you said, with his athleticism. He can take it back with a spin to the inside. He can power rush. Like, he can do it all. And so, I mean, I think this is a guy that's obviously he's the first defensive guy off the board. Probably going to be the favorite. One of the top 3 favorites here for defensive rookie of the year.
Tough die.
Hey,
Evening, boys.
He's back.
disaster right
He's
now,
back.
boys.
Well,
Oh, boy.
you guys can, Anth, you're going to have to adjust these one more time. I'm going to hop off, guys. I'm going to try to come in, every now and then as I can. If anybody has 3 kids, I think they understand how it goes. But thanks for joining us, Anth and Ty. I appreciate you guys, and
Yeah.
looking forward.
Let us know. You're always
I'll be back.
come on back in whenever.
Yes, I'll be
All
back.
right.
See you guys.
All right, how's your volume?
I don't know. It's like messing up my phone. I can't. You know why I can't be on my computer right now, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to move because it sounds better now. Before it was super muffled and whatnot. But
So what do we think at Ty? Pick 3 now with the Cardinals. Is this a trade back? There's 2 minutes left on the clock here for the Cardinals already. It feels like it's already kind of
Dude, they
moving
gotta
pretty
go.
fast.
I'm sorry. They gotta go. They gotta go the tackle from Miami here.
You think they go tackle?
They have to. They gotta, dude. Do not draft Love from Notre Dame. Do not.
No. I hope not. No. I think they gotta go. They gotta go.
Or they gotta
Reese.
go. I'm sorry. Yeah. I apologize. They gotta go Reese. That's what I'm sorry. They need to go Reese, and they do not do the Love, like those mock things early on. Like do not fall into that trap.
Gosh, I hope not. I hope not. They are not ready for that.
They need to build this roster. I know they don't have a quarterback right now. They need to build this roster and just do it the right way. The pick is in. Yeah, they got to go the other defensive.
Wow. So the Cardinals did not trade pick 3, which is interesting to me.
Yeah.
I thought for sure they were going to move on from 3. They're a team that needs a lot of help.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
yeah, they're going to go the other defensive end.
So we're thinking this has got to be Reese then.
This has got to be Reese, yeah. They need help at all. They have a lot of holes. Yes, you go after just do not. They're showing here on the.
Is
screen.
that Jeremiah Love?
Yeah, they're showing Jeremiah Love. Like, do not fall into that trap. I understand he's a great player, but they're not in a position. And even the next team that's up in Tennessee, that might be where he goes, but man, he's a toy that you need to have a team completely around you. Look at what the Raiders did last year with their running back. Like, great college running back, just didn't have enough pieces and he struggled. So you got to build up these offensive defensive lines. Like, that's what you have to do.
I'm making the mistake of following Twitter like a fool, and so I know what's coming here.
I imagine what we think.
Yeah, well, Roger's coming out. You'll see in a moment. And we can talk about it.
Here comes Roger. Arizona Cardinals on the clock at 3, and the draft is moving along here nicely.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
So Jeremiah Love is the 3rd pick in the 2026 NFL draft. And he now becomes, based on the contract, the highest guaranteed running back in the history of the NFL. Wow. I'm in shock. Like, I need a minute here. Like, let me update this. We got to discuss this one a little bit. So, running back Love.
Wow. We just talked about this. And again, these teams, in my opinion, they just do things like this that I think he's a great player in the right situation. And when the team is surrounded you are good, this is kind of like that missing kind of piece that kind of gets you over the hump. They need a lot of help, like a lot of help.
Yeah, they do. And based on what I'm reading here, they it appears that they tried to trade back, but maybe they didn't get what they needed. Yeah, what they needed. I can't believe this pick. He is such a dynamic player. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But you're not a team that's ready for the toys. You're just not ready. Yeah, Dave's saying Love. Yeah, I can't believe it. Like, yeah. So now what? So what do the Titans do here? Here, let me get into
Yeah, so let's talk about what Love does well.
Yeah, so he's a 3rd-year junior, 6 feet, 212. He ran a 4.36 40, 1.53 10-yard. He's 20 years old. His strengths, explosive athlete who could burst through the holes and excel on the perimeter. One of just 4 running backs weighing at least 212 pounds to run a 4.36 40. It's the fastest in over 20 years. Electric feet to cut laterally, adjust his path, and escape grasp of defenders. Uses signature hurdle in open field. We've seen that many times. I think they're actually showing one right now. Stays on his feet through contact. Unique ability to catch his balance. Showed improved run patience in 2025, allowing combination blocks to do their thing. He accelerates into contact, routinely falls forward, battles on every run, and grinds for more tough yards. He shows body control on top of routes, outstanding touchdown production, takes care of the football. I mean, his list, like if you look at this document, his strengths are there's so many more. As far as some weaknesses, goes big game hunting at times. Bypasses developing lanes to try to get outside. Remember, in the NFL, these players are all going to be fast. Yeah. So we see that every once in a while. Hard changing runner and smashes the accelerator, but could use a dash more tempo. Can do a better job setting up a second and third level move. Bad habit of jump skipping when catching passes. Bodies up defenders and pass protection, but recognizing blitzes has been a work in progress. Okay, so that'll be pretty important. And wow, we're just moving along. Like we're already on the Titans and their pick is in. But yeah, quickly. So we get this. Like you look at the running backs that have been. You look at Saquon, and you look at the kid out of Atlanta. Running backs have come in and have been successful and have really helped your offense. The problem is, I just don't know what the Cardinals are doing. They don't have a quarterback yet. You know, and maybe they come later in this round and they find one. I don't know, but. This to me is just a reach. I don't like the fit. I love the player. I don't know that I even like him at pick 3, but I love the player. I just don't like this team. I don't like it.
Yeah, they were in the Malik Willis sweepstakes. You know, they were trying to go that route. Yeah, they don't have a quarterback. I think Jacoby Brissett they need to figure out. They're probably going to bring him back if they can get a quarterback in the draft. Just as like kind of a bridge guy, but. Again, you get these players at a time when you're kind of in that next phase of winning. You know, like for example, like your Bears, right? Like had a great year. Like they're trending up. Like teams that are trending up that are like in the playoffs, kind of need that extra piece to kind of move into deeper in the playoffs or try to win that Super Bowl like that. That's to me a team that would need a player like this. But again, you take him because you think that he's the best player in the draft, right?
Yeah.
You can't pass him up. You think he's become generational. You figure it out. You know, you get the best player. Good football players win games, and he's obviously a really good football player.
Now we got the Titans on the clock, and NFL Junkie, we appreciate the comment asking who do we think the Titans go with now. I mean, they got to be sprinting for Reese, don't they? I mean, look, you know, when it comes to the Titans, I am so big on protecting your franchise. You have a great thing going, Tennessee. Protect your franchise, keep him upright. And so for me, I've always wanted the Titans. I know there was a lot of talk about Love. I've always wanted the Titans to protect their franchise, go after one of the tackles. And I hope that's the play. Now, I'm not expecting Reese to be on the board for them at 4. Like I was thinking Reese was going to be gone by now. I'm still wanting protection for your franchise. Like there's 2 things here. You have to protect the franchise. You have to go after the opposing team's franchise. And I think the Titans are a team that needs more protection. That's just my opinion. The pick's in. We're going to find out here in a second.
Yeah, I'm going tackle for Miami.
They went wide receiver. Carnell Tate. Wow. Junkie, how you feeling?
Whoa. Wow.
That's so we were talking about this the other day with the receiver. Go ahead, Ty, take it.
Yeah, I was going to say that was one of my questions in the beginning of this live stream. How does the receiver market go? There's our first answer. Carnell Tate, who remember guys, like when this draft process started, this was the clear-cut number 1 receiver that people wanted. You know, the Jordan Tysons and the Mekhi Lemons and those type players, like they started creeping in as they got closer and closer. But this guy was the guy that I think everyone thought would be receiver 1 of this draft. And again, the Titans had a really busy offseason in the free agency market, but you know, again, we've talked about this. Teams need to build that offensive defensive line. You have a young quarterback. You know, yes, you have a nice weapon here in Carnell Tate, but again, you need to be able to keep Cam Ward upright. So again, But here we go. This is a shock. No one, I don't think, ever expected this. So who's starting to fall now? You know, someone is going to get a really good player in Arvel Reese, who we thought was going to go 2 or 3. That, now the Giants are on the clock here. They can go in any direction.
Any direction.
They have a lot of options.
Yeah, I'm with you, Junkie. Like I was thinking the offensive line help. Look, they got the franchise a weapon. I was thinking more protection. There was some really good wide receivers. I wasn't so sure if he was wide receiver 1. Apparently the Titans disagreed with that. Good for Tennessee though. Like they are up and coming. Like I love what they're doing. You need to find protection, and I know you obviously have the capital to still do that. But there was a couple blue chip tackles that I would have loved. The kid out of Miami being one of them for sure.
And the Giant pick is in. I think they
wow.
this.
I can't even
think
keep
they're
up
running
with
this pick.
Okay, so really quick, let me just try to get a breakdown on Carnell Tate. So Bugler had Tate as wide receiver 1. He's a third-year junior, all right? 6 feet, 192, 453, 161, 110, 10-yard dash. Let me go through some strengths really quick. So tall, lithe athlete with outstanding body language, fluid off the line, quickly attacks leverage of the coverage. Top-end speed on film is better than stopwatch time. Comfortably adjusts and extends to make confident catches. He has some great hands, I will say that. Terrific hand finger strength to high point and protect the ball. Proficient on 50-50 balls. He caught 12 of 14 contested targets in 2025. This is one of my favorites. Crafty route runner. I watched a video on him. His route running is so pure. Proven downfield threat, number 2 in the FBS with 9 catches of 40-plus yards in 2025. He averaged 32.5 yards per touchdown reception in 2025. So he's as a franchise that had, he's got the quarterback that's got the great arm, so he's gonna get it to him. Productive despite never being wide receiver 1, which is interesting. I mean, the Ohio State, and this is something we talked about a couple weeks ago, the wide receivers that Ohio State produces are elite, right? So you got that going for him. A couple weaknesses. Drew a lot of one-on-one coverage because of Jeremiah Smith's gravitational pull, lean muscle, and can stand to add more bulk, okay? So let him kind of lift a little bit, get a little bigger. Average speed, yeah, I was going to say that 4.5 plus was a little slower than I would probably like. Marginal run after catch threat if not given a runway. Leggy at times, getting off press and can be hemmed by long arm jams. So again, he needs to build some strength. Wasn't asked to do a lot underneath dirty work over the middle, which whatever, that doesn't mean he's going to need that anyways in the NFL, like especially if he's your big game threat there. Missed 3 games as a junior because of a leg injury. Again, no big deal. But yeah, he had him as wide receiver 1. It's a great pick. So Giants, Ty.
Yeah. I think they ran it. I mean, pick for me in. You can
Reese.
see it going in a lot of directions, but do they bolster that defensive end line? They got a lot of pieces already, but do they go that route? Do they get Dart some help on the offensive line? I mean, man, they have a lot of options here.
I want the Giants to. I've put the Giants in the same category as I put the Titans, in the sense where I want them to protect Dart. And so for me, you have Francis Magoa from Miami on the board. I think he's a blue chip left tackle, a plug and play guy who's he's going to keep your quarterback upright for the next decade. To me, that is the pick. And if that's the case, the fall of Arvel Reese is an interesting one, right? I mean, I think he earlier today he was projected the second pick from according to the betting odds, right? So yeah.
See, a team, the Giants could go either way. Yeah, they can go him, they can go Reese, they can go, the tackle. But the next team too, the Browns. A lot of people had the Browns taking Tate. So where do they go? There's definitely the shock that back-to-back picks were didn't think would kind of fall in that way. But I don't think the Giants could go wrong here. But yeah, I would tend to agree. Protect Dart. He comes off the concussions. He needs to cut down on getting some of those hits, and best way of doing that is getting him a blue chip tackle.
Ty, we have a trade.
Wow.
We have a trade. So and has nothing to do with the Giants. Their pick's going to be coming in. But the Cleveland Browns are trading pick 6 to the Chiefs. Are you seeing this?
Yeah, no.
Right.
That makes so much sense.
Okay, and this is going to be for Reese. There's no doubt about it. I'd put
Yeah.
any money down on that because they need that edge rusher. But the Chiefs are getting pick 6. The Browns are getting pick 9, 74, which would be what your third rounder, and
Yep.
148, which is what? What would that be? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That's probably like a fourth rounder, a late fourth, something like that.
Yeah.
I'd have to look. But wow, okay, I got to get this. I got to get this updated now. So we got
So we think that was for. So we don't think the Giant. You think Giants are going tackle here?
I think the Giants are going tackle.
Yeah.
I think the Giants are going tackle. Look, the Chiefs need to protect Mahomes too, right? They do need some offensive line help. They lost Jawan Taylor, the right tackle. So is it possible that Reese is still going to the Giants? Sure. I think that's possible.
I think a fantastic move for the Browns. They obviously wanted, I would imagine, that receiver, what they were hoping for. He's gone. They said, you know what? Let's pivot. Let's get more draft picks. Like, I like that a lot. I think the Browns made a great decision moving back. I imagine that one of the players that they obviously wanted is not there, of course, and they're getting more capital, which is a team that needs that, and I think that's a great move for them.
It is interesting, to move up 3 slots. Again, I'd have to check, and there's some websites on this stuff. I wish Dave was around because he could kind of do some of this research for us, Junkie. But there is, to move up from 3 slots. So they got the third, and then they got the late fourth. I don't know. I'd have to look. It seems okay just for 3 slots. Like, I'm a Bear guy, obviously, and so I know the Bears at one point a couple years ago moved down 1 pick, and they just got a 4th for that. But to move up 3 slots, it's possible maybe they should have gotten maybe a 3rd and maybe a next year 3rd or something along those lines. I don't know.
Yeah, Giants picks coming in here, Ian.
Okay. Please, if you are New York, protect Dart. They have a great defensive line. I mean, I know they traded Sexy Dexy, which hurt a little bit, but like they have some depth on the defensive line. Their defense is not terrible. And now you got Harbaugh coming in, right? So like Harbaugh knows he needs to protect the quarterback. I'd be shocked if this isn't the kid out of Miami.
Coming in, yep. Wow, Arvell Reese at 4.
Arvell Reese, okay,
Wow.
so I was wrong.
Or 5, I mean, yeah, wow.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So Arvell Reese. Let me update this here. Arvell Reese. And now the Chiefs. Who did the Chiefs trade up for? Is going to be the thing, right? So now we are going on.
And the Giants might have just got the best defensive player in the draft at 5 by just sitting pretty,
Right.
Wow.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Chiefs are coming in. Yeah, the Chiefs are coming in here, and yeah, do they get protection for Mahomes? Makes a lot of sense. So we thinking the tackle for Miami at this pick.
I'm thinking so. I'm thinking so. All right, let me pull up Reese's scout and give me a second here.
Yeah, you might want to just cut down maybe a few of those, just because things are moving pretty quick.
This is moving fast. There's only 3 minutes already on the.
Maybe you just talk a couple of points versus the whole thing. Just
I know. We got to get used to the only 8 minutes per pick.
Yeah.
My gosh, I wasn't sure if we were going to be on all night, but at this rate, it's been going pretty fast. Okay, so Arvell Reese is the first edge, according to Bugler, 3rd year junior. He's 6 feet, 6'4", 241, 4'4", 158, 10. Let me just go through a couple strengths. Tall, developed frame, well above average length, and sculptured build. Hard to find missed or overrun tackle attempts on his 2025 tape. Versatile experience, but time at edge, rusher, and multiple linebacker positions. This is the thing with him. He can be placed all over the field. He kind of reminds me of like your Micah type. and we talked
Yeah.
about it a couple of weeks ago. Whereas like I felt like Bailey kind of reminded me more of like your well, what's the name out of Cleveland? I'm drawing a blank on it.
Miles
Yeah,
Garrett.
Miles
Yeah.
Garrett. That's
Yep.
right. Yeah. Learned how to study and prepare playing behind Cody Simon. A couple weaknesses: slender for an edge, doesn't have ideal mass for the NFL trench work. Pass rush is based on athleticism, feel more than a strategic rush plan. Needs to develop awareness as a whole player to react with better decisiveness. He did only have one season as a full-time starter, fewer than 1,000 career defensive snaps. So he's young. He's going to be more of your project type, but his ceiling is going to be pretty high, I think. And he's going to a great situation with a great coach.
Yeah, Miami fan 333 for life. Protect darts, so that they wanted some protection for Dart. But Adam
Yeah.
Schefter just put a tweet out there that even though they just drafted Arbel Reese, they're not looking to trade Kayvon Thibodeau, one of their defensive players. So looks like they're going heavy on the defensive side, and they're going to wreak havoc because they have a lot of young pieces on that defense.
But also, Ty, let's not forget they pick again coming up.
10, yeah,
right. So they can still protect. And Miami fan, I am 100% on board with what you're saying. Like I've been calling for help for him, even when like the Love thing was a thing for New York. Like just continue to build in the trenches. Like and again, this helps with Reese. I mean, that's part of it, right? Like you need the D line, you need depth, you need an O line to protect your franchise. But maybe they will at pick 10. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Chiefs are up. Real question is Mahomes? What is Mahomes going to look like? Obviously, will he be ready for the start of the season? Coming off injury. Obviously, he's the best quarterback in the game. Need to get him protection. Like they need weapons. Like I would be okay if they liked a receiver here. They need an offensive piece, whether it's offensive line, receiver. Man, I think it would be a shock, but like, do you get a replacement for Travis Kelce? Like, do they like that tight? I don't know. Like, I think they need some offensive piece to give that offense a jump, whether it's again getting protection or getting another weapon on the outside for Mahomes and company, and Andy Reid.
Is Tyreek coming back to the Chiefs? I'd imagine. I don't know. Yeah, we haven't heard anything from him. I think he needs to prove that he's healthy, but. Who is this? Why are you laughing? Is this
No. Here's the pick. Wow. Mansour Delane.
You called this, Ty, didn't you?
Wow.
I think didn't you call this in our mock draft at 10 though, or at 9? I think you wanted the corner.
Wow. So that makes a lot of sense. Again, at least it makes sense. I mean, they just traded away McDuffie to the Rams. He's the best quarterback in the state, and a team that I think Miami was hoping was an option for him. But yeah, they got a replacement. This is what this team does. They find young superstar cornerbacks, and by the time they're ready for the contract, they kind of recycle and move on. I mean, this is what this team does. A little surprising that they again did not go on the offensive side of the ball with things that they needed, but this kid's tape is unreal. I mean, this guy is clearly the best cornerback in this draft, and got a really good player on the defensive side.
Yeah, they need it. I mean, with them trading the first round, their QB or cornerback 1 in the offseason there. I don't mind this pick. I'm interested to know like why they traded up for that. I mean, I guess maybe the Commanders here at 7 would have wanted him. I think that's a lot. I don't know. Like to give up what they gave up to go get the corner. I don't know. I'm kind of little on that one. I'd have to think about that one some more. But I mean, he's definitely cornerback 1 in this class. I mean, he's a baller. Let me actually pull him up really quick. Let's go over some strengths on him. Hold on one second.
Miami is just sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, they are. What's your thoughts so far on that?
I'm hoping that either the tackle falls or Ruben Bain. I mean, he should be there. One of those two should be there.
Mm-hmm. So Mansour Delane, he's a 4-year senior. He's 5'11", 182. His 40 was a 4.38, a 1.510. That's fast. I mean, he's got some speed. As far as some strengths, mid-cut body type, adequate size and speed profile, no doubt about it. Quick-footed, controlled his movements, smooth hip action, mixes up press techniques, the mirror, the bail, the two-hand punch. Maintains a relationship between multiple routes and zone. He's durable. He's played a lot of football, 40 career starts. Not shy about throwing his body around in run defense, which is huge. That's a huge plus if your corner's coming up and helping out in the run game. Couple weaknesses: rocked up in upper body, but has a shorter arms and undeveloped lower half, lean thighs, thin ankles. Mediocre play strength and can get hung up on perimeter blocks. Just 4.7% of career defensive snaps came in the slot. Limited special teams experience outside of field goal units, but again, like, what does that matter? He missed one game while playing through an abdominal injury while played most of the 2025 season. He was a 1-year starter at LSU and a 4-year starter overall. That is Mansour Delane. So the Commanders now are on the clock, and they need help on the defense. We've been saying that. Now, there's a couple wide receivers. You know, what's interesting is we still haven't seen Jordan Tyson yet. Like, we saw his name kind of coming through the ranks, as far as, maybe him coming off the board early, but nothing on him yet. But you got to go, to me, defense. One of the edge guys, maybe. Sonny Styles is still there, maybe. Caleb Downs. I think we had Caleb Downs mocked. Didn't we mock Caleb Downs to the Commanders, I believe?
I believe, yeah. Yeah, the pick spot coming in here, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's the bus. Jerome Bettis.
Does a team move in? Do we expect another trade, or do we think that was the big flurry of moves?
Yeah, that's one trade. That's a good point. Was anybody's mock in the entire world right? Our mock was right. We were 2 for 2, and then it became a disaster after that. After the Arvell Reese kind of fell a couple picks. All right, who'd they go with? I think with the Commanders, we just did our video like a couple days ago, but I think with the Commanders, who did we have? I think we had Caleb Downs to the Commanders. I'm pretty sure.
So this is a big year for the Commanders. That coaching staff, they need to win, and they need to win now. Because this team is obviously with Jaden, and he's obviously had a rough. Yeah, Sonny Styles. I just
Sonny Styles. Yep. Which is that's a safe bet. Like, good for them. I thought it was going to be between him or Caleb Downs.
But again, this team needs to win. They already desperate need, because I think this coaching staff does not make it past the season if they have another rough year. So this is a big year for them, and they need their quarterback to stay healthy and kind of get some of that rookiness going to the NFC Championship game, year prior. So big year for them, and I think this Sonny Styles is a great player, very versatile. Going to be great for that Dan Quinn and that coaching staff.
So now the New Orleans Saints are on the clock, and this is what, the 8th pick already. I mean, is this not beautiful? Let me just tell you, just like how fast this has moved so far. I'm loving this.
Yeah, this is nice. This is very nice. So what do we think here with the Saints? Man, the two tackles are still available. Wow.
I'm trying to get the banner back up, but I don't know why it's not. There we go. We good. All right, so Sonny Styles. Let me look into him a little bit here. You just check the Twitter feed. I'm sure something could be breaking anytime. So Stony Styles, is he considered? Yeah, I mean he's considered a linebacker.
Yeah, linebacker.
Yeah.
The Junkie, we appreciate the comments. Thinking Bain goes next to the Saints. Yeah, I mean, there's some players that we did not expect to be here are still available. Bain, I love Bain. I hope Bain falls to 11, but.
So Sonny Styles, 4-year senior. He's 6'5", 244, 4'4", 640, 1.56 on the 10-yard, which is really good. Speed is just the first thing that I think of with him. I'm sure we're going to see that in his strengths. So tall, long, and well put together with defined traps and quads. Incredibly rangy because of his athleticism and body length. Attacks runners with a bend to face up, overwhelm, and stone ball carriers cold. Only 2 missed tackles in 2025. Think about that. Blitzes with power and burst to blow up backs in the pass pro. Received standing ovation during a formal interview with an NFL team following his on-field combine performance. Like that's a story in itself. Like and I think that really helped him as far as getting into the top 10. Couple weaknesses. Arrives high as a tackler at times because of his height, which will be tougher to get away with, versus an NFL runner. Will take himself out of position when he's misread backfield action. Could do a better job of ball searching to force incompletions or fumbles. He only had his only career interception was on a right place, right time deflection. So not a guy that's going to create the turnover, but he's a game wrecker, and he's going to bring speed to that defense, and the Commanders need it. The Commanders need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Junkie's thinking Bain goes next. We got the Saints. The Saints could do a lot. They're another team, in my opinion, that could use defensive help. I would say Bain or Caleb Downs here for the Saints.
Yeah, for sure.
Pickett's in for them as well. Dad, Ty messaged us. Ty, who are we hoping for? The Dolphins. How you feeling? How are you feeling right now?
Oh, I think the Dolphins are in fantastic play here. The tackles, Ruben Bain, potential, even a potential move down. I'm totally good with whatever our general manager wants to do. But I think that Ruben Bain or the tackle from Miami is the guys that I think are there you take. But because I think the Giants are going to go receiver at 10. I think, the Saints could go Bain, but I think Caleb Downs makes sense here. And then what do the Browns do, I think, is a interesting point too. But, I feel very, very happy right now with how the board has gone into play.
What about – I feel like the Saints could use some more help on the offense. They need some more weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, could they go one of the wide receivers? I don't know. It seems a little early to go Mekhi Lemon. Again, I keep hearing Jordan Tyson's name. Like he's rose the draft board. Maybe still a little too early for him. Maybe, I don't know. Do they need a tight end?
I think Jordan Tyson's going to go 10 if he's still there to the Giants.
Okay.
I know we mocked him. I had him go at 5 because I thought maybe there was a team that wanted him, but I know the Giants are high on him, and that makes a lot of sense with their second pick. They already got their stud defensive end, and they get some darts and help too potentially. But maybe they also go one of the tackles. I mean, again, we said it, help dart in any way possible.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's some good tackles still on the board.
Yeah.
They had none, right? No one. There hasn't been a tackle yet. No,
there's not. No, Fano and Mayogo is still available.
Francis Magoa and Spencer
Fano from Utah.
Fano. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Caleb Downs still available. Ruben Bain. And And yeah, obviously the tackles, and yes, the receivers. Jordan Tyson, Makai Lemon. Um, just still a lot of good players. So far, as we're in a commercial break, what would you say through, call it 8 picks now with the Saints coming up? What's been your biggest shock? Is it the 3?
I think Love to the Cardinals is the first one, and actually the pick after that, the Titans with Tate. I'm a little surprised on that one.
Yeah.
I love Tate. I just again, I would have loved to see the protection for him. But I was going to say just one thing on Bain. Remembered, and we've talked about this many times, like the arm length is a big deal. It's a big deal. There has never been a edge with his size arms that has ever gone in the top 10. Hasn't happened. Teams stay away from that.
He also has had the most production out of those guys. I was watching watching a video today. He's like the outlier because of the production he had in college, whereas those other guys that you're mentioning did not have as much production. So I think that is where he's kind of like in that middle ground. But I agree. It's a position where you definitely would like longer arms for sure for leverage. But the Saints pick is coming here. As there's music being played. Roger Goodell is walking to the podium.
Roger's looking good, ain't he? Tyson, there it is. We just talked about it.
Wow.
I for the Saints, I absolutely love the idea of getting a weapon on that offense. I just love it. I don't mind this one. He has risen the draft boards. There's no doubt about it. Like he had a great offseason. His pro day was really good, and he's another guy that is just so awesome with the route running. I mean, he's a wide receiver 1. There's no doubt.
Injury history, was a concern. Obviously, he had some injuries there. He's coming off injury, but yes, I think his talent is too good to pass up. Like I said, a lot of people mocked him to be wide receiver 1. We obviously had Cardinal Tate go earlier to the Titans, but I think a fantastic pick. Browns pick is already in. They're moving along here as they trade back with the Chiefs.
I can't even keep up here.
Yeah, no, I like this pick for the Saints for sure. Young team. It's obviously still building, need a lot of pieces to compete, but a division that is definitely winnable. That they're not in a gauntlet division, so teams aren't running away from you. But again, I think him at receiver it can be a monster.
Yeah.
And to Larry Shapiro 6235.
Get this guy out of here.
Get him out of here.
How do I block this?
He didn't like that pick to the Saints. Doesn't know who he is, but he didn't like him.
Okay, so a couple things. Let me read a little bit on Jordan Tyson, then I really want to get into this Browns pick quickly. Other pick is in, so maybe let's get the pick in for the Browns, and then maybe I'll come back to Jordan Tyson. The Browns have got to get help on their line. They have to. Shedeur Sanders, we don't know anything about him. I'm not going off of the first half of a season. I think he has the potential to be their quarterback. I think he does. And I think the Browns have an issue with throwing quarterbacks away too soon. I mean, they've gone through so many, but you need weapons for your quarterback. You need to protect him and give him some time and then get a good read on who he is as a player. And so for me, when I'm looking at who's available here, I can't see a world in which they go Bain. I don't think they go defense. Defensively, they've always been really good. They need an offensive player, in my opinion. It has to be one of the tackles. It has to be. You cannot not have a tackle here. And we talked about it when they were at 6, moving back.
Yeah.
Look, genius for them. So maybe they didn't do well on the compensation, but like if they could still get their number 1 tackle right now at pick 9 and moved 3 spots back and still did that. So that's phenomenal. Something we have to think about when we discuss like the draft in a future video, because this is something what the Browns are doing could be pretty nice. Now, granted, they have to take a tackle here before I lose it on them. So we'll see what happens with that. I would think Francis Magoa. He's to me the clear left tackle one. Maybe Spencer Fano. I mean, I feel like that's 1A, 1B. And maybe it's just a preference for the Browns. But please protect Shadur.
Yeah, no, I like that. As a Dolphin fan, I don't like it because I would like him to drop, but I hope they go like receiver right here. But yeah, no, I think it makes a lot of sense. Regardless, they got to figure out the quarterback position. What is Shador? But they're a team that has position for the quarterback class next year. Build that offensive line, build that front. They obviously already have a really good defense as a star at obviously a defensive end. So defense is not their issue. They need to be able to score and convert first downs, and they do that by getting a good line quarterback play that is comparable, and that's kind of how you build that winning culture.
Yeah. So I think the Browns picking here at 9. You have the Giants at 10. We talked about them earlier when they had their first selection. This needs to be tackle. There's no other way around it. These are two really good players, blue chip prospects that are going to come and help your franchise. Very important. Do not mess this up. Like, Ty, I'm in the belief like every first round pick you own belongs on the offense or defensive line. That if I'm a GM running a club, that's my motto. Unless you need the quarterback, of course. But
yeah.
You can never have enough star power at those positions.
All right, pick is in. Goodell's walking for the Cleveland Browns at pick 9, the 26th NFL draft. Moving along nicely.
There we go. Okay, so they went with Fano. Okay, Spencer Fano. Okay, so they went tackle. Love it. Good. I think you could have kind of flipped a coin between those two tackles there. Let me update this really quick. So we got the Browns tackle. What do they got? Fano.
Giants pick is already in.
Wow.
I imagine they're going the other tackle.
Right. That's what we were just kind of talking about.
Yeah.
So now we are pick
to Larry there. You run to the pick at 11 for Ruben Bain. Keep him home. John Eric Sullivan, put the pick in already. Ruben Bain at 11.
All right, so really quick, Ty, I'm just going to run through. Let me go back to Tyson just for a few minutes here. He was the third wide receiver on Burglar's wide receiver board. Manipulative route runner, uses a variety of stems to create defenders' blind spots. Reliable focus and tracking skills. Instinctive zone route running, which is very key. Takes blocking responsibility seriously and will fill up linebackers in the run game. Every offensive coordinator is going to love that. Finished 20-25 regular season, number 1 in FBS and first down receptions. Weaknesses, quicker than fast, catches well outside his frame, but catch radius matches his modest size. Missed 1 game as a sophomore because of an injury back in September of 2024. We are on the Giants already. Wow.
Yeah, Giants are picking now. Francis, tackle.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes too much sense. Man.
Ty, I'm putting this question up for you, Miami fan 334 Life. Feel free to comment to him. I'm gonna update this banner here.
Yeah, biggest roster need right now, and do they realistically fix it in round 1? It's a great question. They need a lot. They have a lot of needs. I think they need to bolster that offensive defensive line. We're up here on the clock. I believe that they're going to go Ruben Bain defensive end, build up their defensive line, and we have a lot of needs. We're not even close to competing to where we want to go, but this is the foundation here. We have a lot of picks. We're going to be picking a lot early, and hopefully John Eric Sullivan does what he said he did. From day 1, he said you build the offensive defensive line and you work yourself out. You work your way out from there. So I would imagine that they're gonna draft Ruben Bain, and there's a trade alert here. Hold on. Yes, good. We just traded the pick. I love it. Oh my God, it is so nice to have a GM who just understands what to do. So the Miami Dolphins just traded their pick to the Cowboys. So now we are pick 12, I would imagine.
Well, let's see here. Yeah, keep an eye out on that, Tide. Like, let's see what some of the guys. You might maybe
not.
Pick 20.
Hold on. Yeah, no, we had a swap picks. Come on.
So this has to be for Bain then for the Cowboys.
Yes.
This has to be for Bain.
I love our general manager. Oh my gosh.
Could it be Caleb Downs?
All right, so the pick is in. Now the board on ESPN has not switched Dolphins at 12. Did we not get? We had to get our pick back. Wait, hold on. The Cowboys have 2 first-round picks, correct?
Yeah,
there it is. Okay. It just I was gonna say it didn't update. I'm like, wait a minute here. Okay, so we moved back a slot. So we
this
now
is
are
so beautiful.
12.
Ian Rappaport just tweeted, Ty, if you want to take a look at it and read the compensation, it's the way to do it if you're a Dolphin fan.
Yeah, I don't have I got to get Twitter up here, but so the Cowboys are in. We know what they're looking for. They're looking for to bolster that defense. They have a Super Bowl caliber offense, obviously. I would imagine it's going to be Caleb Downs or Ruben Bain here. But again, I would imagine in the Dolphins' mindset, Ant, we are totally fine with either one of those guys the Cowboys probably don't take. That's probably why we moved down, got extra draft capital. Our general manager is cooking right now. I'm just very excited about what this franchise is doing about accumulating draft capital.
Okay, so I have compensation for you, which I think you're gonna like. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but yes, to your point, you're swapping picks. So you're going to get getting pick 12. You're getting 177 and 180. So that to me is, what is that?
It's got to be a fourth, right? Fourth or fifth?
Well, no, that's probably more like your late fifth.
Fifth, yeah.
Maybe 2 5s, something like that. But
that's fine.
To your point though, like, okay, let the Cowboys get their guy. It's a guy you probably don't want, and then you get your guy.
No, it's either one. We're probably going to go either whoever they don't take, Ruben Bain or Caleb Downs would be my guess. We're going defensive side of the ball. Yeah, I mean that's regardless the draft capital. That we need more picks, which we can use to move up in other rounds. It gives you so many other options. I love this move by John Eric Sullivan. We're in a position where we need more draft capital to bolster this team, and tells me that there's multiple players that they like, that they thought they can obviously go back one spot and they can get their guy. So I'm totally fine with that. The Cowboys, I would imagine the Cowboys are probably going to go defensive end, but maybe not. Caleb Downs is a very versatile. He's kind of like a Swiss Army knife. That might be very appealing for what the Cowboys are trying to do. Kind of that Kyle Hamilton role in Baltimore, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so we're on a commercial break. Thank gosh, right? I mean, this has been tough. All right, so let me go through some of these tackles really quick. Hold on, let me find it, and then we're gonna get the Cowboys pick here. So with Fano, a third-year junior.
We keep pick 30. We're accumulating picks. If someone wants 30, we are open for business to move back or move around, because we are trying to accumulate picks and just build this the right way. Our general manager understands. This guy comes from Green Bay. He builds through the draft and then he sprinkles in free agency. This guy is building through the draft, and this is the right way of doing it.
So really quick, Spencer Fano, 6'5", 311, 4'9", 40. Couple strengths: he's lean, fluid athlete with evenly distributed frame, above average foot quickness and movement ability in everything he does. Latch and drives, bully and run game, and it has affection for finishing. That's awesome. Voted one of 14 captains and the only underclassman in 2025. Enjoys hitting people and shows outstanding play demeanor for all 4 quarters. For weaknesses, narrow-shouldered and narrow-hipped with average body length. Needs to continue developing core and anchor strength. Gets in trouble when he sets flat and allows longer defenders into the frame. So that is Fano. Now let's look into Francis Mangoa. Some straights for him. Thick defensive frame with big thighs, burly calves, smooth muscle throughout. Plays with core power and ankle hip flexibility. Patient with his punch and doesn't uncoil too easily. Agile in kick slide and pushes rushers through the arc. Steers his man away from the lanes and loves to finish through the whistle. Another trait with that Fano has. Rarely left the field past 3 seasons, started all 42 games. Few weaknesses, good foot speed for a guard. I think he's going to probably play tackle. Only average foot speed for a tackle, so to finish that point. Mediocre arm length and ends up on the ground too much. Okay, I don't like that, but either way. So those are your tackles. I love those 2 picks for Cleveland and New York, respectively. And look, they're building through the right way. I had a feeling that with Harbaugh coming into New York, that was going to be their goal, was to build through the trenches, because that's the way to do it in today's league. You got to start with the trenches. So we are still waiting on the Cowboys for their pick. It's got to be probably one of the 2 defensive players, I would imagine.
Yeah, so just to recap on the pick, Dolphins got pick 12, 26 fifth-round pick, and another, so 2 fifth-round picks and a swap of 11 and 12. Again, I think that is, I'm totally good with that.
Ty, could you imagine a scenario in which, say, the Cowboys go, because I think it's going to be Bain or Downs. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're fair. So if they go down, could you imagine a scenario that you trade it back, you got the 2 fifths or whatever those rounds were, and then you still get Bain?
Yeah. Let's see.
It is Downs. Okay. So Downs, in my opinion, may be the best player in the draft. And so we'll touch on
him.
And
it makes too much sense for the Cowboys. I mean, again, we talked Swiss Army knife. Guy can play all over the field. He is a true IQ, understands all defenses, understands what offenses are trying to do. Love this move for the Cowboys. Remember, guys, the Cowboys have an offensive juggernaut side. They needed defense. Their defense let them down last year. This kid here, Caleb Downs, is the real deal. I love this move for the Cowboys. Again, know what you need. Go get them. You thought maybe the Dolphins wanted him, not taking the chance. Go ahead, take 2 fifth-round picks. There you go, you got their guy. I love that move for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he's a game wrecker. Plays the run really well. Let me pull up
pick is in. I think, wow, man, there it is, coming in here. I love it. I love this. It's got to be Ruben Bain. Do they go? There's no way they're going receiver here. I know they got rid of Jalen Waddle. I do not see it this early. I don't see it. I think Ruben Bain is the answer. You keep him home. The guy's a dog. I understand he has small arms.
What about the idea of Sadiq at tight end? What about the idea of
I was Phelan? Again, and I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I apologize, but the guard, Penson, maybe he can move around in the offense. We need versatile offensive linemen, guys who can play multiple positions. I'm okay with going offensive defensive line. I do not go receiver here. It's too early. Tight end, no. I don't think we're there. Yeah, we're in the same boat. You need to go offensive defensive line. However they want to do it. If they like one of the other guards or tackles, or if they like
Bain, one of the edges,
just that's fine. You got another. Remember, we got another pick at 30. Maybe that's a pick for a receiver. Maybe we move up or down a little bit here or there with other picks. Who knows? But I don't get cute here. Do not get cute.
All right. So let me look into Caleb Downs a little bit. So he's a third-year junior, 5'11", 206. He did not do his 40 at the combine there. He's 21 years old. Obviously, safety 1 in this class. He's rangy, physical presence, drops the hammer on arrival. He's definitely one that loves to play the run. Full speed tackler, outstanding balance and twitch, quick to read keys and fly to the football from anywhere. Didn't allow a passing touchdown in 2 seasons at Ohio State in 874 coverage snaps. Played on both punt return and punt coverage. Teammates praised his all-business attitude towards practice and meetings. An NFL scout, our coaches are going to love him because he's a process guy. Dallas is getting a winner. I think Dallas is getting maybe the best player in the draft. Weaknesses, doesn't have the frame, some desire at the position, kept everything top down and was rarely asked to turn his back to the line. Always around the football, but posted mediocre ball production. So that is Caleb Downs, the safety. Okay, so we are waiting on the Dolphins. The pick is in. Jerry loves it. Remember, the Cowboys got pick 20 also.
Yep.
But again, I can't stress it enough, like from a Dolphin standpoint, to move back and to get the capital, I think that is something that NFL GMs should do more of. Like, why wouldn't you? And in both routes, like if you know you want Caleb Downs and Caleb Downs and you're the Cowboys, well, don't let your rival come up with the Dolphins and get him, right? Like, go get your guy and whatever. You move up one spot, you give up a couple fifths, whatever, you know.
Yeah, it just tells me on the Dolphins' perspective as we wait their pick, our general manager just has the pulse, right? Like, he obviously knew that he can get this person, whoever they're drafting here at 12, move back a spot, get capital, and it's so refreshing, in a pick spot to come in here for the Dolphins. It's very refreshing from where we were with Chris Greer and company a few years back, just kind of, drafting bad and giving up draft picks for cool players. So
Junkie, this is absolutely right. That Ed Reed, no doubt about it, just a wrecker on the defensive line. All right, pick is in, Ty. Oh, Proctor.
Wow.
Caden Proctor. So we're gonna get into him. I've done a lot of research. Like, Caden Proctor is the guy that I thought was gonna be available at 25. Just to let you know, Ty. Like, he is a beast. He's a beast. We'll get into him. Let me just update this really quick.
Wow. I don't like it. I like the position. But I don't like it. I don't
to
like
me,
it.
Ty, this is a reach.
It's a reach. This is a reach. I love the
This is a
position. Again, offensive, defensive line, I'm okay with where they're picking him. I don't think you needed to do this at 12, though.
No, you did. Well, you wouldn't be doing it at 30. He would be gone by then.
No, I know, but move back further than one spot is my guess. You know what I mean? Like, could we not have moved back?
I don't like this.
Like
I'm gonna.
I don't like it, Junkie. I like the location. I get the location. I'm fine with the offensive line. That is totally fine. But I don't like it at. I don't like this specific player at 12. Thought you could have, But okay, in John Eric Sullivan we trust, boys.
No, Ty, I do not like it. Okay, so let me pull him up. Give me a second. Wow, I can't believe this. And again, I kind of have a little bit of info on him just because, again, this is the guy that I thought maybe the Bears at 25 would consider. So Caden Proctor is on Bugler's Beast. He is your fourth tackle available. First, second round grade. He's a third-year junior. He's 6'6", 352. So here's the thing about him. He's a beast. He's 6'6", 352.
Yeah.
When I was reading up on him, there are not a lot of successful tackles at that size. A tackle that size doesn't tend to be successful. You have to go back to like Orlando Pace as being like the last guy at that size that was successful. But 4.99 40, 1.84 10-yard. Let me find him. I got to go down a couple pages here. So
while you're looking at that, I want to just people understand when John Eric Sullivan got the job, he talked about getting guys that were sizable, big, receivers big, offensive line big, defensive ends big. So this kind of fits in that mold, like of guys that are just powerful, big guys, move people. He kind of fits that bell, whereas before the old regime kind of went smaller guys. So I get it. This is a reach, guys.
Yeah. So let me get into some strengths. So enormous frame, outstanding overall mass and body length, rare explosiveness for a player his size and density. That's what I'm saying. At his size, you don't usually find the explosive. Enough lateral range to cut off wide speed rushers, controls defenders when he gets his hands on them. Finished Alabama career making 18 consecutive starts without a holding penalty. Very impressive. Flashed a nasty temperament and looks to finish. Carried the ball 5 times for 16 yards in 2025, including an 11-yard gain. What is he, a running back? He started 40 games at left tackle the past 3 years. Now, some weaknesses. Inconsistent landmarks and leverage as pass blocker. Sets tall and hands have trouble finding surface area or rushers. He's just so big. Timing is consistently off between his steps and punch, which invites long arm moves in his chest. He's below average efficiency on combination blocks. Left tackle only in college. Okay, so he does not have any experience at any other position on the line. I think for him, he is definitely a project. I mean, I think the Dolphins love his tangibles, love his size, and maybe they feel like they can work with him and he can grow into that Hall of Famer type left tackle that you're looking for. This is the only thing that I can really think of. Where'd you go? Did I lose you? Yeah, at pick 12 though, I think that's a bit of a reach. I think you could have honestly traded back and he would have still been there. Like there are some other tackles that I think I would have loved over, like whether it's Freeling from Georgia, Ty mentioned the guard out of Penn State maybe, but I have to go back to it, man. Look at Ruben Bain in The Falling. This is exactly what everybody pictured when his arm size came out. I mentioned it earlier. No edge rusher at his arm length has ever gone top 10, and that remains to be the case. So we got the Rams on the clock now. The pick is in. What are the Rams looking at? Is it a wide receiver? I think they would make a lot of sense. I think in my mock I had them going with Mekhi Lemon. I just think the bigger body wide receiver, Devontae Adams is up there in age. You probably only have a year or two left with him. That's probably the pick that I'm thinking. But yeah, let's see. We're in a commercial break now. But you still have Ruben Bain on the board, Dylan Thieneman, the safety, who some had as like maybe 1B, with Downs. Yeah, Ty left. I don't know. There he is. He got his Dolphin pick. There he is. He's back. So yeah, I mean, and Ruben Bain out of Miami, I'm pretty surprised you guys didn't take him. You're on mute, I think.
Had to jump on Twitter and get my initial reaction to the Proctor pick. Again, love the position. I don't love that at 12, but again, if they think that he's the guy, I'm just a loser talking to my brother about football. What the hell do I know?
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. I think they love the size. I think he's more of a project. You mentioned it.
Does that give like a comp comparison?
I didn't see a comp on there, and I don't think he gives comps. I didn't see, but again, Orlando Pace is the one that I know from a size standpoint that you're kind of hoping for, because
right.
I was reading the article on it. Like there are not many successful tackles at his size that play well in the league. It doesn't happen. He's just too big. Right, but maybe the Dolphins saw something in him, and he's a project. He's going to be a project for sure.
Yeah. So we have the second first round pick, I should say, at pick 30. So we have another opportunity here. I'd be curious to see. So Ruben Bain, what
are the Rams going to do, Ty? Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah. I mean, oh gosh, if I'm the Bears, man. What's it costing to get up to 13, 14?
So what are your thoughts here on Ty Simpson at 13 to the Rams? Get Stafford a backup.
They're showing Ty Simpson now. Yeah. Is that what they're talking about?
Well, yeah, no, they are now. It makes if you they're in a position where they're Super Bowl ready. He comes in here, he has no expectations. He can sit around Stafford. Do they think that he's kind of the heir apparent to Stafford? Let's see.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, just because we have a minute here, for those that are watching, please subscribe to the channel if you can. We'd really greatly appreciate your support. It's our first time going live. We're going to probably do it a little bit more often here. Here we go, Goodell. Oh my God.
Ty Simpson. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
You know who? You know, Todd McShay. I love following him. He called this morning, and probably earlier than that, but I saw it this morning. He called this, and he said that Ty Simpson and the Rams have been linked for a while. So right on for him, man. That's impressive. I get why it doesn't make sense, just because it's Stafford, and you don't want to like push him out the door and kind of like, hey, this is we want to let you kind of leave on your own dime. But they got a guy who does not need to play. He can learn from a great coach. Obviously, Stafford had a great quarterback. Had an MVP season last year. Was he the MVP last year or whatever? He was.
Yeah.
He was a stud. So.
Yeah.
You get another guy who can learn and come in after a few years whenever Stafford decides to retire. And I mean, again, this makes a lot of sense for the Rams. I love it.
You know what? It's one of those things where the great organizations that remain successful in the league are the ones that seem to find the quarterback replacement ahead of time. And is there any better situation for Ty Simpson to come into a team with that staff, with that quarterback, and just sit there and do nothing but learn?
Yeah.
And this is a scary pick. Using the 13th pick on this is a big time resource, but Ty Simpson to me has the potential to be good, and he's going to be in a great building to learn. So yeah. Ty Simpson, he's a fourth year junior. He's 6'1", 211. Let me look at some strengths on him here really quick. He's a quick processor who eliminates things quickly, reads out entire field, and finds backside dig curl. Reading the defense is going to be huge. Repeatable mechanics with quarterback muscle memory. Athletic enough that defenses must respect his ability to boot or keep on read plays. Not shy giving his target a chance when he likes to look. Impressive mental capacity. Described as an A-plus person, voted a 2025 team captain. And then some weaknesses: mediocre height and build. Arm strength is more average than above average. Defenses didn't always respect his ability to hit certain downfield routes. His passing accuracy is good, but ball placement needs to be better. Appeared to second guess himself over second half of 25 season, lost some aggressiveness. Only one season as a starter. So that's going to be the thing. But again, he's going to have the ability to learn and sit. But, I think of going back to the Bears days with Mitchell Trubisky. He only had the 1 year at North Carolina, and it did not work out well. Right, and
I was going to say he had 15. 15 starts. Ty Simpson. Yeah, I was going to say Mitchell Trubisky. I think only had 12.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the different situation is Mitchell Trubisky was the top 3 pick.
Yeah, he was picked. Yeah, we moved up for him, pick 2.
Pick 2. Yeah. So, and he was expected to play right away. Ty Simpson can learn, and I love this move. The Packers are another team that do this all the time, right? They get a quarterback. They don't essentially need one, but they have them waiting in the rounds. I mean, this is just what good teams do, and this is the most important position.
So let's talk about the Ravens. Okay,
get this position right. No, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was going to say, sorry. Yeah, you were kind of delayed a little bit, but let's talk about the Ravens here really quick. So they're on the clock. Their pick is in. I think in our mock we had the guard out of Penn State, did we not? I just feel like that's a no-brainer for the Ravens. The other one that I'm thinking of now, Ruben Bain is still on the board. Okay, so they had divisions of the Max Crosby, bring in Trey Hendrickson. So do they want Ruben Bain? Who else is there for him? Oh, Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end, maybe is an option. So yeah, this is interesting, but I don't know. I think we stick with our mock and we go with the guard out of Penn State. That would be totally Raven.
Yeah, well,
Here comes the commish. The fall. If
the boost.
okay, there's the guard out of Penn State. Okay.
The guard, yeah.
He's probably the most sure offensive lineman in the class, I would imagine. All right, let me update this really quick. Then we can touch on him.
Give me a second. It's got
Yeah, no problem.
Here. I'm gonna put.
So yeah, the guard out of Penn State for the Ravens. That's a typical Ravens move. You know, I think that one makes a lot of sense. Got to keep protecting your quarterback, your franchise. They obviously lost their center, so they needed the help on the interior. I don't hate this move at all. Again, I think he's probably the out of all the linemen in this class, he's probably the most ready. He's going to come in and play day one, and going to again give you 10 years to shore up your interior of your offensive line. So we got the Ravens, and now we got the Tampa Bay Bucks on the clock. With pick 15. All right. Okay, so for God, I got to get his name right probably. Either way, he's a 4-year junior. He's 6'4", 320. Did not do a 40. Let's look at some strengths. Lean for 320 pounds. Hulking arms, thighs, trunk. Wide-bodied, stout at the point of attack to anchor and pass protection. Powerful hands to thud and grip, strength to latch and control. Efficient footwork, especially on short pulls, sweeps, and zone runs. He's a mauler in the run game. You could totally see that already. Committed only one penalty in 2025. It was a false start versus Villanova, and he has experienced resume, 32 career starts. His weaknesses, there's just a few. More smooth and sudden in his movements, average at best redirect and recovery skills. Too easily loses his balance attempting to quickly adjust in space. He missed one game because of an injury in his final year in October of 2025. And Larry likes him better for the Fins than Proctor.
I like the move for the Ravens. We got right on the mock. We said this, so makes a lot of sense. Help Lamar. New coach, new kind of style makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so now we got the Bucks here. Their pick is in. What are we thinking for Tampa? I think we in our mock we had Sadiq. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He's still there. I still think that makes a lot of sense. They get a second tight end in Tampa.
Do they get enough to potentially a receiver, kind of replacing Mike Evans, who went to the Niners?
Yeah. So like what, Makai Lemon? You thinking something like that?
Maybe. Yeah. I know they have their kind of rookie last year who had a really good year, but
the safety out of Oregon is still Thieneman is still around. And Ruben Bain's still on the board. So I can't imagine he's going to be around much longer. I I think it's definitely got to be
Moved a
one of the
lot.
safety, one of the defensive players on the board here.
Yeah.
Maybe. There's
Moved
still
a lot
some.
faster than I thought.
Yeah, yeah. There's still some good tackles on the board. You got Mesidor out of Miami still on the board.
Yeah.
None of the defensive tackles have been taken. It was not a good class for the defense for the defense. What is Finn's Nation thinking, Ty? On the pick. Ah, that was a reach.
Yeah, reach. I haven't been able to look. He's a big human. I think that.
Yeah, you definitely don't want a if you're a safety, you seeing that guy coming after you to block you, you know, I'm just laying down on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm not
I think it was a reach, but no. Can't be much worse than what Chris Greer did.
So Mel's best available. He's got Lemon, Freeling, Sadiq, Ruben Bain, and Dylan Thieneman as his best available left. I think Sadiq's going to be a stud. The way the NFL's moving in with the tight ends, like I would love the Bucs to get Sadiq here. Personally, I think that's a good fit.
This Dylan Themian too has gotten a lot of. I feel like he's a guy who's moved up in this draft process. Really
some scouts have Thieneman is the number one safety, even over Caleb Downs. So, yeah, he's a good player. He won't be on the board much longer, I don't think. All right, here comes Roger for the Bucs at pick 15.
Ruben Bain.
Oh, they went Bain. Shoot. Okay. So Bain to the Bucs. That's a good move. I think they're getting a steal, and you know he's going to come in, and he's going to be motivated.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna come in and he's gonna be super motivated. Then he fell a little bit.
Yeah, he just plays with the motor. I just love his game. I wanted the Dolphins to take him. I get the small arm, but the guy is a dog. He just plays hard. He's nasty, and on tape, he gets to the quarterback. I mean, I just don't. Some of the measurables are one thing, but man, I don't understand why this guy is at 15.
Yeah, no, I think just the arm length thing, but yeah, I mean, again, it held to it. Like he was not a top 10 pick because of the arms. Otherwise, he would have been maybe the one or two edge off the board. All right, so let me look at. We got the Jets on the clock now. Their pick is in already. My goodness. All right, so Ruben Bain, he's a third-year junior, 6'2", 263. I mean, there's probably going to be a bunch of strengths on him. I'll read a few. A couple strengths. Quick off his spot, plays at a relentless level. Heavy, deliberate rush hands to overpower blockers with clubs, chops, and rips. Excellent awareness to key and chase the football. Offenses that try to block him with a tight end don't do it twice. Soft-spoken by nature, allows his play to do the talking. Collected 33.5 tackles for a loss and 20.5 sacks over 38 college games. Very productive. Some weaknesses, he's more quick than explosive off the snap. That's a key. Being explosive off the edge is huge. Not super bendy, can get stuck at top of the arc. Longer tackles will be able to close space and prevent him from creating a runway. Had at least one missed tackle on almost every 20-25 tape studied. He missed 4 games as a sophomore because of a soft tissue injury. A torn left MCL suffered during state title game of his high school junior year, which required surgery. Wears a bulky brace on his left arm. So that is Ruben Bain Jr. at pick 15. I still think it's great value for the Bucs. I think they did well here.
Yeah, no, I like the pick a lot. And the judge said Jets pick is in. Their second first-round pick. Multiple first-round picks this year, and obviously multiple first-round picks next year. They're sitting very pretty. They got their defensive end at pick 2 that they wanted. What do they do here next? Do they go receiver here? Get another weapon for that offense.
Yeah, you got Mekhi Lemon on the board still. I think Thieneman for the Jets. Like, I think you continue to build that defense. Maybe it's Jermon McCoy, the corner. This is a team that didn't turn the ball over really at all. They didn't have a single interception all year. Isn't that right? I mean, you got the defensive-minded head coach. Like, build that defense out. You still don't have a quarterback, right? So, like, what are we really protecting? I mean, I would like to see them build the defense up. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm thinking Dylan Thieneman is my thought. And
yeah,
boy, I gotta tell you, I'm a little worried because after the Jets, you have Detroit and you have Minnesota. And if Thieneman is, I do not want to see that guy in the NFC North. That worries me. I think Detroit would probably go tackle if he's on the board. Probably Monroe Freeling would make some sense. But maybe Minnesota and Thieneman makes sense to me. So let's see what the Jets do here. What are you thinking, Ty? You want to do a few more picks, or you want to try to just get through the round?
We could do probably just a few more picks if you want.
Yeah, I'll get through the top 20.
Up to you. I like the top again.
All right, the Jets pick is in. Okay, they went with Sadiq, the tight end.
Yeah,
okay.
Get a weapon.
Okay, so they're going to get Geno Smith a weapon.
Yeah.
So tight end.
Makes sense. You got their defensive side. You get another weapon on the offense. This league is going into, like those tight ends that can just do so many different things. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, they don't have a quarterback. Geno Smith is there as a bridge, but you just start getting weapons, and hopefully you get the quarterback of the future. And then 27 next year with their multiple first-round picks that they have.
So the Detroit Lions are now on the clock.
Pick is already in.
Yeah, to me, with the Lions, I'm thinking they're running for. They need a tackle. Their left tackle's out. They're thinking of moving Sanu over to the left side, but he's like the best right tackle in the game. I'm thinking they're going to go Monroe Freeling. That's going to be just my guess. He's probably the third best tackle in the class. Let's see. Let me look into Sadiq a little bit. He's a third-year junior, 6'3", 241, huge body, 4'3", 40. He's got speed. He's gonna be a problem, Sadiq. This kid's gonna be a problem. Some strengths for him. Looks like an action figure. Low body fat, impressive muscular in his arms and legs. Fluid athlete with agility to run a 3-level route tree. Bursts off the line, sustains high-level speed to stretch the seam. Caught 13 passes of 20-plus yards, second most among all of SBS tight ends. Defenders on hip don't disrupt his focus. He's a self-starter, looks to maximize his talent. Teammates mentioned Sadiq first as the toughest player to cover in practice. This guy is going to be a problem. This guy's going to be a problem for the league. I'm glad he's not in the NFC. Some weaknesses: shorter than ideal for the position, lacks ideal length, needs to cut down on drops, especially easy layups. Doesn't always work back to the ball to help the quarterback. These are all things he'll probably learn, obviously, as he gets a little bit older. Needs to tighten angles and pacing when picking off defenders in space. He missed one game from an injury back in November of 2025. The way the league is moving with these tight ends, man, I mean, and the Bears saw it with Loveland. you can just go up and down the list of some of the better tight ends in the league and what they do for your offense. They're safety blankets for your quarterback. And so, Geno's the guy right now. Who knows what the Jets have planned, in the rest of this draft. But big body, big target, best tight end in the class.
Yes, Larry, he is much bigger than Larry Tunsil. Wrong spelling, but it's okay. We'll give you a pass. And it's Larry, not Larry. Luckily, we have 2 people watching this. It's okay. We're learning.
Yeah, Larry's the only one watching right now. Oh, God. Yeah, we'll do a few more picks. It's a good learning experience.
Got another for Cash texted me. What do we feel about Proctor?
Who did?
Our other member of the Double Overtime.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What's he thinking?
He ain't like it. My
Oh, your service is bad right now.
Yeah, I'm jumping off.
All
This
right.
has been great.
All right, I'll see you later, Ty. See ya. I'll do a couple more picks.
Yeah.
See ya. Yeah, I'm saying bye to you. It's too funny. He's got the crap service. Let me expand my screen here a little bit. All right, so we're waiting on the Lions here. The pick is in. I think, to me, the Lions need a tackle. I think that makes the most sense. There's a couple on the board here still. Monroe Freeling from Georgia maybe is the best left. After that, you're probably, from a tackle standpoint, probably looking at like Blake Miller from Clemson. I think one of those two for the Lions here. We'll see. Their pick is in. We got the Lions. We got the Vikings after that. So from a Bear standpoint, this scares me a little bit. I mean, I've seen Dylan Thieneman on the board, and I'm a little nervous. I do not want to see him in the NFC North. Okay, here comes the commish. Make a wish. Child here with the commish. Probably gonna announce the pick. What a cool thing for him. He looks so happy. Good for him. Lions fan. Who's he gonna select? I'm gonna guess a tackle of some kind. Oh, Blake Miller. Okay, the tackle out of Clemson. So that makes sense. A good position for the Lions. They definitely needed help on the line, especially on the tackles in the tackle position there. Let me go ahead and update here the Lions pick. Let's see. Okay, there they are. So we got tackle and we got Blake Miller, the tackle out of Clemson. And that now puts the Vikings on the clock. They are picking at 18. Okay, so good position for them. I like it. They needed the tackle. So Blake Miller he was a second round grade. He's a 4th-year senior. He's 6'6", 317. Another big guy. 5.04 40, a 175 in the 10. Let's go through some strengths for him. He's offensive tackle 6 in this class, I think. Yeah, offensive tackle 6 in this class. Maybe a bit of a reach, but let's see. So prototypical size, broad shoulders, outstanding arm length, and athletic build. Urgent in his setup and the way he operates. Sets with a wide, sturdy base to withstand bull rushers down the middle. He's quick to respond, find a balance after first contact and pass row. His play strength to press rushers off him and keep them at bay. Shows off athleticism as a puller and on the move. Yeah, he's got some speed. Couple weaknesses. Oh, and we got the Vikings. We got the Vikings coming up here. Hold on. Let's see what the Vikings do. Ooh, Caleb Banks, the defensive tackle out of Florida. Okay, so they did not go Thieneman. Wow, so he's still on the board. Okay. Now Banks is the first, if I'm not mistaken, the first D tackle off the board. So they got D tackle 1, or their choice of D tackle, I should say. Panthers are picking next. All right, so the Carolina Panthers are now on the clock at pick 19. Okay, so a couple things, weaknesses really quick with Miller. Upright posture and inconsistent technique in pass protection. Can be late to draw hands from holster, opening his chest to rushers. Gets caught leaning, requires half a beat to get back into position. NFL rushers will find some success setting him up. Almost all, 96.5% of college snaps came at the right tackle. Lingering questions about his position flex. So with the Lions, that's an interesting one because again, Sanua, their right tackle, maybe there was talk about him moving to the left side. So maybe you bring in Blake and have him play on the right. Okay, so that's him. Now we have Caleb Banks here, the defensive tackle out of Florida. Let me look into him a little bit. He's the 4th defensive tackle in the Beast doc here. He's a 2nd to 3rd round grade. Wow, so the Vikings, this could be a reach here. He's a 5-year senior. He's 6'6", 327. Definitely a run stopper for sure. Let me scroll down. I gotta scroll down a little bit. All right, Caleb Banks, strengths, rare frame, well distributed mass, huge hands, and exceptional arm length. He's a natural athlete with raw power and a basketball background. Has quick feet and fluid movements to work laterally or dip his shoulders through gaps. Able to lock out blocks and read in a run game. He fights back versus wash down blocks to mind his gap. NFL scouts describe him as a good person who is slowly but surely finding his voice. Weaknesses. He plays tall and can be moved, especially by double teams. Hello. Hands are active and strong, but often wild and aimless. He gives blockers a big target to get the upper hand with body position and leverage. He wears down on drives. Injuries have affected his conditioning. Uninspiring career production. He has only 10.5 tackles for loss and 6.5 sacks. So yeah, no, this is kind of like a project for me. I feel like this is a reach for the Vikings. Again, as a Bear fan, I'm not sure I care. That's fine with me. Yeah, so Carolina Panthers are on the clock. Let me update my board here. Yeah, so Blake Miller went at 17, and we got Caleb Banks here at 18. So the Panthers are now on the clock. Now, this is a team to me that needs some help on the offensive side. They had a great offseason on the defense, some of the guys they brought in free agency. You still have Mekhi Lemon on the board here. Jermon McCoy, the corner out of Tennessee, you know, get maybe some protection. for your franchise, maybe Monroe Freeling. I feel like I've heard that there's going to be a run on the offensive lineman here in this range, so we might start seeing that. I like Makai Lemon. Yeah, biggest surprise here. Let's see. My biggest surprise, I think Love. I think Jeremiah Love, not the player. I don't like the position at pick 3. But I definitely don't like the team. Like, I don't think that's a team that was ready. Tate at 4, I'm a little surprised. I would have liked to see them get some protection. Simpson is also one that I'm a little bit surprised on. But the team with the Rams, like I was saying earlier, the great franchises are the teams that know when to find the future quarterback, why they still have good quarterback play, right? You look at the Packers, for example, as a team that has done that for years. So Sims is going to come in there, and he's going to have a great situation with that coaching staff, and he's going to learn, and he's got some tangibles to him, and he's got a great locker room to learn from. So, like, I think that's okay. I don't know if you had to, like, you could have maybe traded down and still gotten him. I'm going to go with Love, though, as the surprise. Like, I was not thinking the Cardinals were going to be the team that took him. I thought maybe a team might have moved up to take him at 3, but not the Cardinals. I don't like what the Cardinals did with that. All right, Panthers pick is in. Let's see what they're going to do. Again, I kind of like an offensive weapon for them. Get Bryce Young some talent. They did go wide receiver with their first rounder last year, did they not? The kid out of Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe it's not Makai Lemon. Maybe they go tackle. Let's see what they do here. Yeah, okay, Monroe Freeling. Okay, that's what I was thinking, the tackle. That makes sense. Get some protection for your franchise quarterback. Like, you have a few weapons. Your defense, you solidified your defense in free agency. Like, they had some great moves. They were my free agent team winner. I loved what they did on the defensive side. So yeah, Monroe Freeling. And again, this is what I've been hearing. Like, in this range, this like 16 to mid-20s range is going to be a lot of tackles and offensive linemen coming off the board. There's going to be a run of these guys coming. As a Bear fan, I'm a little, I don't know how I feel about that. Let me update that. We also have a trade that just got announced. It looks like an in-division trade between the Cowboys and Eagles. I'll touch on in a minute here. So Panthers take the tackle, and then it looks like I got to update this because is it the Eagles that are now on the clock? They are, yeah. Probably going to spell the city wrong. Philadelphia are on the clock, pick 20. So they traded with the Cowboys. Yeah. Okay. So what are the Eagles thinking, and what did they give up? Yeah, Makai Lemon. Yeah, I would have liked a weapon. Okay, so Makai Lemon, Junkies going to the Eagles. Okay, so that's who they traded up for. Interesting. So AJ Brown is gone, right? Like, we could all just kind of throw that one out there. Like, AJ Brown is officially out in Philadelphia. But the Cowboys trade their first round pick to give the Eagles Makai Lemon, which is interesting. Let me update this here. So pick 20 was the Eagles, and it is wide receiver Lemon. So do we know? I'm guessing the Cowboys moved down to 23 would be my guess. I gotta look into that, but. So let's see. So Makai Lemon, you got the Steelers on the clock now. Oh, the hometown Steelers. So pick 21, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, AJ Brown for sure is gone. Yeah, AJ, everyone's saying AJ Brown's gone. Yeah, AJ Brown's for sure gone. I think we all kind of knew that anyways, like 2 months ago. They just, based on his contract, they had to kind of figure out a way. So Makai Lemon, yeah, let me look into Makai Lemon a little bit. He had that weird interview at his combine for sure. I do remember that about him. Let me go to. He's wide receiver too. So he got a first round grade. He's a third year junior. He's 5'11", 194. Smaller frame. His route running is pure. Let's see. Out of USC, manipulative route runner, uses a variety of stems to create defender blind spots. Gliding athlete who can maneuver around coverage without gearing down. Reliably focused and tracking skills, quickly earned the trust of his quarterbacks. He's an instinctive zone route runner, takes blocking responsibility seriously. He finished 20-25 regular season #1 in FBS and first down receptions. Some weaknesses for him: he's got average size and play strength, quicker than fast, missed one game as a sophomore. He was benched in the first quarter of the UCLA game because of a violation of team rules. This was back in November of 2025. He catches well outside his frame, but catches radius matches his modest size. So that's Makai Lemon. Interesting pick. Yeah, again, and we could touch on it. We got maybe some time before the Steelers pick here, but the A.J. Brown situation, we've touched on it in the past. I think good for the Eagles to move on. Like, Jalen Hurts to me struggled this last year. That offense in general struggled this last year because A.J. Brown was a disaster in the locker room. Like, I totally believe that. I totally like the idea of getting rid of him. I'm interested to see what he's going to bring back from the Patriots. I'm sure they're going to get some good good draft capital for next year. But I think it was a move the Eagles had to make if they wanted to kind of be successful moving forward. Like, Jalen Hurts just cannot play with having that guy in your face all the time and just kind of not really showing up when he's not getting the ball. I hate that. I hate that diva mentality. So good for the Eagles to move on. They maybe get his replacement with Makai Lemon. They've done a lot at the wide receiver position over the last couple months. All right, the hometown team, the Steelers, are on the clock. Let's see what they are thinking here. Again, another team that needs the tackle. They need offensive line help. Do they go edge? Do they go... You got the Steelers, and then you got the Chargers up next. And what do we got? A commercial break. Yeah. What is Aaron Rodgers going to do with Pittsburgh? Is he coming back? Like, I'm so how many more years are we going to do this if he's coming back, not coming back? There's no thought on the quarterback, right? Like Carson Beck, by chance? Is that a possibility? That would be a reach. Just trying to think out loud here on what they could be doing. Maybe some defensive help. They still got Thieneman on the board. C.J. Allen feels like a Pittsburgh Steeler to me. There's some really good defensive players still available. Yeah, Carson Beck. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about him maybe being a first round pick. The Steelers are a team that might make sense. Honestly, we have no idea what this quarterback situation is like. We have no idea what Aaron Rodgers is planning on doing. And even if he does come back, you got another year, maybe. And he's going to win you games, right? So, like, you're not going to be in a position next year to draft. Do they like Carson Beck? Let's see. I don't know. As a Bear fan, I got to tell you, we're picking in 4 picks here, and then I'm gonna probably call it. I'll probably stay on through the Bears pick. As a Bear fan, I'm kind of liking what's available still. If we could somehow get a Akeem Mesidor at 25, I would love that. Again, if you're watching too, please subscribe to subscribe to the channel. Sorry, man, I've been talking a lot. We'd greatly appreciate it. Kind of been growing a lot. We're gonna do more live streams here in the coming days and weeks, and especially over the NFL's regular season. All right, the bus. I'm seeing the chat. Wait, which chat? No. All right, boss, come on. What's the pick already? Hurry up. Is it going to be Beck? Is this going to be Beck? Oh, boy. The offensive tackle, okay, out of Arizona State. So this is exactly how things have panned out. A run on the offensive lineman. Let me update the board here. So this is the kid out of Arizona State. My gosh, how do you even say that name? Probably spelling that wrong. That's okay. So now we got the LA Chargers on the clock. Now the LA Chargers, I know they definitely need help defensively. To me, Thiedemann to the Chargers makes sense. Like, I'm going to call that one right now. I have no idea, but I'm going to say Thiedemann. This is pick. No, this is pick 22. My bad. There we go. I'm going to say Thiedemann for them. Let's look into. Trying to think here. What I want to do. I do want to look into this tackle. Again, what I was reading a lot over the last 48 hours was going to be this run on the tackles and the offensive lineman in particular. So this kid out of Arizona State is a first, second round grade. He's a 5-year senior, 6'5", 321, ran a 4.9 40. He was a projected first, second round pick. Let's look at some strengths on him. There he is. So a couple strengths on him. Comfortably wears 325. Big thighs, trunk. Balanced athlete, moves well laterally to answer edge speed. Made clear improvements using technique to adjust and get out of compromised spots. Rangy mover with fluidity on climbs and pulls. Developed a play strength in run game. He's durable. He finished his career with 28 straight starts. Some weaknesses: he's raw. Inexperienced is obvious on tape. Strike accuracy and pass pro is all over the place. Upright drive blocker which hinders ability to uproot anchor defenders. He's a right tackle only at ASU and only repped at right tackle during the Senior Bowl week. So this is a guy that could be a plug and play right tackle for the Steelers probably. A project, I think. I think anytime you're getting some of these fourth or fifth tackles or offensive linemen on the board, a lot of these guys are going to be projects for sure. The Chargers are on the board. Their pick is in. Let's see what their plan is here. I would love Thiedemann for the Chargers. That's my thought. I don't know. I don't know. Chargers on the clock. Goodell is here. Who'd they go with? Oh, Mesidor. Okay, Hakeem Mesidor. So that's the other edge in Miami. The 1-2 punch. That was the guy that I was hoping for the Bears. All right, let me update this list here. That's a good one. That's a good one for them. I like that. Like that's a Harbaugh type pick. I like that. Just keep bringing the firepower on the D line. I mean, Mac's up there in age. I know they're a little older on the defense. Good guy to learn from. Having Khalil Mack there. Let me hide this now. So now we got. Who we got next? Is this going to be the Cowboys? Yeah, so this is the Cowboys that, they just traded back. So what are the Cowboys thinking? Maybe they're thinking Thieneman. I'm surprised Thieneman hasn't been taken yet. I feel like the Cowboys have made, 2 or 3 trades already today. There we go. Pick 23. I keep forgetting to change the actual pick. Oh, I'm pretty gassed, by the way. Yeah. Can't believe you took a project at 12. I can't either. I'm not surprised. We've argued about this. I'm not a fan of the GM you guys picked. Anyway, the Cowboys are on the clock. So what are they thinking? There's some defensive guys here, whether it's Thieneman, whether it's McCoy, CJ Allen, the edge Folk out of Auburn is an option. The Cowboys for sure need some help defensively. Let me look into Mesidor here. Hold on 1 second. So Mesidor was the 5th ranked edge rusher in this class. He's the first second round grade, 6-year senior. Yeah, that's right. He's a little older in age. He's 25 years old. He's 6'3", 259. That's right. I forgot that about Mesidor. He's older in age. You're going to a team like the Chargers who are ready to win now. So Mesidor, he's broadly built, solid mass in lower body and chest, moves well for his size. He fires out of a stance to outpace blockers, sets a sturdy edge to restrict outside runs, able to snatch, pull blockers off balance. He plays with his hair on fire. He's got definitely a cannon to him. Rare production on the college resume, 52.5 career tackles for loss, 35.5 sacks. Between him and Bain on that Miami D-line, that was so fun to watch. Doesn't have ideal arm length and weight fluctuated as he moved to positions. Plays urgently but not explosively for the position. Launches as a tackler, needs to keep his feet underneath him and eyes up to finish. He's an older player, will be 25 on draft weekend, which is now. And he did play through a right foot injury back in 2022. So that is Mesidor, the edge, opposite side edge in Miami, from Miami. So the Cowboys are on the clock as well. The pick is in for them. So you got the Cowboys, you got the Browns, and then you got the Bears. Yeah, you got. I'm looking at it from a Bears standpoint now. Maybe Caleb Lamo, the tackle. There's not many tackles that I feel comfortable with. I'm kind of hoping the Bears trade back. We'll see. We're in a commercial break. Thieneman, Denzel Boston, Zion Young, Caleb Lamo, and Keldrick Falk. Those are Mel's best available as of right now. Cowboys are on the clock. Pick is in. Here's Roger. Malachi Lawrence, UCF the edge. Okay. That kind of feels like a bit of a reach for me. We'll see here. I'll look at the doc. Edge Lawrence. Hey, we got a Lawrence in the chat. Hey, Lawrence. So now we got the Browns on the clock. Pick 24. Okay, so Malachi Lawrence. He's an edge out of UCF. Go Bulls. Or is that South Florida? No, Central Florida. South Florida. One of the two. Forget. Daddy would know. He is a first, second round grade. He's a 5-year senior. He's 6'4", 253, 22 years old. The Cowboys are for sure just trying to upgrade their defense. They had downs earlier in the round. Let's see. Malachi Lawrence. Here's some strengths on him. Mid-cut frame, broad shoulders, and decent build. Quick vertical takeoff. Uses long arms to initiate rush sequences. Complements long arm moves with a variety of swats, clubs, push-pull moves. Has a knack for locating and swiping the football when he gets near a quarterback. Plays with urgency and lateral pursuit to keep the ball contained. Finished top 10 in UCF history in career sacks. Weaknesses. He's upright rusher, moves with some stiffness and attack, exhibits more power than overwhelming strength. Lean muscle mass, doesn't have ideal bulk for edge work. Just had surgery on both shoulders over the years. Just 72 tackles in 39 career games. This to me feels like a reach. I don't know why. I feel like there's some other guys that maybe I would have looked into before him. Let's see. Let me find him. Malachi. Yeah, PFF has him as the 54th ranked player in the class. So yeah, I feel like a reach. I don't know, man. The Cowboys, I feel like they do that. I feel like they're a team that likes to reach. I don't know. So some interesting news from a Bear standpoint that I'm looking at. The Bears restructured the contracts of Jonah Jackson and Cole Kmet. That was coming. They were up against the cap, but they saved roughly $10 million by doing so. So the Browns are on the clock. Okay, so the Cleveland Browns earlier. What did they went with? Let me look at they went with the tackle, right? Fano. Okay. So do they get some more weapons? They're there isn't too many. Maybe Omar Cooper out of Indiana would be something like a wide receiver that they could consider. Denzel Boston is still available out of Washington. There's a lot of defensive linemen still around. A couple of secondary guys too. Thieneman's still around. You're back. I was just about to leave after this. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, sure. Wait. So, how do I? Oh, yeah. You're already on here. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
There we go.
Hold on. I'll make me a
Some
little
crazy stuff
smaller.
has happened, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the picks, man. Some of the reaches. Like, I feel like this Cowboys pick was a bit of a reach. I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back.
Okay. We got the Browns on the clock now. Yeah, I would say biggest surprise so far, probably Ty Simpson. I think we thought it would be more of a late first rounder, maybe 20s, mid 20s, a trade up. But Rams getting, hopefully their quarterback of the future, and not sure if Anth touched on it or Ty, but look, teams that can get a guy under their belt for however long Stafford's there, one more, two more, maybe three more years. I think Ty Simpson is in as good of a spot as he can be. So surprised that Ty Simpson went that high, but I think situationally for him, great spot.
Yeah. How about that, Ty Simpson?
Yeah,
All right. The Browns are on the clock. Pick is in. Here comes the
yeah,
commish.
here it comes.
Concepcion, the Texas
Yeah.
A&M wide receiver. Okay.
I saw some links to him possibly going to Miami at 30, so I would be curious as to some of our Finn fans in here what they think.
They've all gone to bed, maybe. No, not with pick 30 still on the
Yeah,
board.
they got pick 30 still.
That's right.
So what do you think?
Okay.
Has it been a fairly quick draft? I know early
It
it was.
has. Yeah, the last couple picks have definitely slowed.
Yeah.
There was definitely the run on the tackles, the offensive linemen that we kind of all expected. Okay, here we go. My Chicago Bears are on the clock.
So the first tackle off the board was Fano,
It was
the
no,
Utah kid, not Miami.
yeah, yes, it was. Yeah, yeah. They went back to
Interesting.
back. Yeah. So good for the Browns. Okay. I don't know if that was the wide receiver that I would have taken, but it's a weapon for sure. I love
Yeah.
they got the protection, they got the weapon. I think they're doing it right. I like what they're doing.
Have I missed it? Has Omar Cooper gone?
He's still around.
Really? So Concepcion over Omar Cooper. Interesting. Okay. I'm trying to look at this here and see. So what are you wanting? I know we talked, multiple times in this range. Mesidor, who just went.
I want to trade back. I want to trade
Yeah.
back.
What
Listen,
about what? So is that lineman from Mizzou? Is it Young? Is that his name?
yeah, yeah. What's his name? Zion Young.
Yeah.
He'd be a reach. Look, Thieneman to me, there's a lot of scouts that had him as the number one safety in the draft. He's still
Yeah.
on the board. Safety, they only have one starter on their roster right now at the safety position. Do I like taking a safety with my first round pick? I do not. I don't like that. That is why I think he's still on the board. That's
Yeah.
exactly why. I'm hoping it's not. I want to see some. I want to see an edge. I want to see maybe like a TJ Parker maybe. Now the Bears do have 2 second-round picks, right? So is it a situation where maybe they can get up and get another late first and maybe take a Thieneman later? I don't know. We're gonna find out. But if they get Thieneman, he's gonna be a game wrecker. He's really good. It's tough to take take that position. I guess at 25 it's not bad to do it. Like I don't know how I feel about it, like a top 10 pick being a safety. But yeah, let's see when they're on the clock.
What second round pick do you guys have? Is that part of the Panthers trade still?
We have 2 second rounders. No, we have our own. I think pick 57, but the DJ Moore trade for
Right,
pick
right.
60. So we have 2 second round picks.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I still can't believe DJ got a second, but
I know.
I mean it's a late second, so it could call it a third if you want an early third. But yeah, okay.
Right.
So 2 fairly close to each other too. So I always like that because then I feel like if you're between 3 guys, you're most likely going to get 2 of those guys that you want. It could be tough decision if they're all there, but yeah.
So they're on the clock. Their pick is in. Okay, so they're not trading. They're not trading back. They must really like Thieneman.
So did the
I think
Eagles
they're
and
gonna take him.
Cowboys trade with each other?
They did. Yeah, Mekhi Lemon went to Philly. Oh, that's the other thing. AJ Brown's gone, right?
Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah. That's not often you see division
No.
rivals
No.
trading, especially first rounders.
I feel like it's not the first time too those 2 teams have done it.
I
could be wrong
think
on
you're
that.
right. Yeah, I don't think it is.
Okay, so gosh, I'm trying to wrap my head on this Thieneman. It is the biggest. It's probably the biggest need they have. They have 1 starting safety on their roster.
Yeah.
Don't Bears need a wide receiver? No, we got Luther Burden as our rookie going on our 2nd year. They got Roma Dunze. They got Colson Loveland. No, they're set at the weapons. They don't. Maybe they get a wide receiver like in the later rounds here, but
Yeah.
they need help on the defense. It's got to be an edge, or it's got to be a safety.
Any chance they're going offensive line? Is there anybody left that's a first round grade?
Not that I'm saying. No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think there was a run and in front of them, which everybody kind of thought was going to happen. And maybe there was a lot of smoke on the left tackle thing. Maybe just to get some of these teams to kind of take one right in front of them. No, I think they're gonna go defense. I just don't know at edge like Falk. I don't know if I really like him. I definitely don't like any of the D tackles this year. It's not deep. Like you can get maybe a guy in the 2nd round. I'm really believing this is gonna be Thieneman. Yeah, I'm thinking it. And again, I if they take him at 25, that's probably a good value pick. Like he could have been a top 15 pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we look at it once the draft is over, once the season is played, and who's impacting their team, like, I don't think he's going to be the 25th most impactful player. I think he's going to be a top 10, 15 impact player, but it's the same with Downs. Like, Downs is going to be a top 3 to 5 impact player.
Right.
And obviously he went, 11 right before Miami, right?
Right.
Or 10 maybe was that?
Yeah, Downs went to he went to the Cowboys, right? So that was the Cowboys moved up for him.
Oh, I missed that. So, okay, so they moved up 1 spot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the Cowboys and Dolphins flipped spots, and then the Dolphins I think got like 2/5 or something for it,
Really?
and then they took Downs. Yeah.
So the Dolphins had to have been pretty keen on Proctor.
I
mean,
don't understand the Dolphins pick with Proctor.
So, okay,
Hold on, picks in. Let's see what we
Okay,
got.
picks in. Let's see. And then I wish Ty was here. I got some questions for him.
Yeah, he just left right before.
Yeah. Now we'll get some talks on the next episode. But yes, Goodell's up here.
All right, what are we doing? Is it gonna be Thieneman? Yeah, it is. Okay, Dylan Thieneman. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All
So
right.
there you
All
go.
right.
You were spot on.
Okay. So they went with Thieneman.
So what?
So they're getting value here.
Is there any player comps for him? Like, I haven't seen much of his game. I've heard some good things. Played in the Big Ten, obviously at Oregon. Is he like a Harrison Smith type of safety, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna look into it a little bit more. Let's see. Let me update this. So who's on the clock now? We got the Bills, right?
Oh, Ty's here. He's Finn for life.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Okay, let me look into Thielen. Let me pull him up here.
Yeah, break it down a little bit for us.
Yeah.
I like
So
his
he's-
outfit. Looks good.
Yeah, so he's the second rated safety, first, second round grade. He's a third year junior. He's 6 feet, 201. He ran a 4.340. So this is something that, and a 1.52 10 yard. But something that the Bears all offseason have been talking about was getting faster on the defense. You're getting speed here, okay?
4.3?
A 4.340. This kid is quick. Yeah. So let me look into it a little bit more. He's an overall ranked 18th player. He's 21 years old, very young.
Yeah.
So some strengths: versatile athlete who can make an impact from the back end, near the box, or as a nickel. Plays the run very well. Sees things quickly and attacks without hesitation. Has ability to stay in phase and position himself in coverage to contest windows. Sorts through route movements quickly to match, redirect, or close space. Good hands and hand-eye coordination to finish interceptions. Can set your watch by his tackle production. 7+ tackles in 29 of 39 career starts. Reliable football character. Game captain 4 times in 2025. Played on punt coverage all 3 years. His weaknesses: adequate size with a muscular frame, but appears maxed out physically. Mediocre burst and hip turn, better stride acceleration than initial twitch, arrives hot as a tackler, which leads to inconsistent angles from depth. Those are things he'll learn. I'm watching his replays on the screen here. He's going to be really good in this defense.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks very instinctive, and like he knows, like he looks like, he's a step ahead of where the ball's going, and so I think Ty's in.
Dennis Allen's going to love. Oh, hey Ty, what's up? Hold on, let me hit. All right. Oh, you're offline. Wait, hold on.
Wrong, Tyler. That's cousin Tyler, not Tyler.
I'm back.
Comes right back in time for pick 30. All right, so Dylan Thieneman, yeah, he looks like a ball hawk. I mean, he's going to play the run. Good for him. And the Texans are on the clock. Oh, Dave, the Texans traded up.
They traded up.
Yeah, tell me about it. Let me update my banner.
Yeah, get it up,
Dolphins
David.
just traded for the 49ers to move up to pick 27.
Oh, wow, here we go.
Did they?
Yeah. And
Okay,
Wow,
so-
we got a lot of movement here.
So hold on now. So we got the Texans, and are we thinking the Texans and Bills swapped then? So I can update that.
I assume so. I'm trying to get some details here.
Ty, fill me in really quick. What did the Dolphins do?
Dolphins just traded up to pick 27. The 49ers get pick 30 and pick 90. Now remember, the Dolphins have a boatload of picks, so they must like someone there. But yeah, the Dolphins are moving to 27. 49ers are going back to 30 and getting pick 90.
Okay, I think I updated that right. So the Buffalo Bills are no longer on the clock. The Texans are on the clock.
Texans are on the clock. It looks like the pick is in.
Little offensive lineman, Dave?
Yeah, to be honest, I got to see the board here. I'm just kind of playing catch up.
Yeah.
I was hoping I'd have a couple more picks here to figure it out.
Maybe
So
a
what was the
guard.
trade
A guard
here?
out of Oregon. Oh, Caleb Lemou's pretty good, a tackle. He's not a bad player out of Utah.
Okay, so the Texans got 26 and 91. The Bills get 28, 69, and 167. I mean, it's a pretty good haul to move up 22 spots in the later round for 2 picks.
All right, Roger's there. What do we got here?
I think it's going to be offensive line.
The guard,
Yeah.
Rutledge from Georgia Tech. Okay.
I don't know much about him.
Yeah, I'll find him. So guard.
I can tell you he looks like a good lineman because when he lifts his sweatshirt up, his belly came out. So that's
That's always a win, right?
That's always a good one, yeah.
All right, who's on the clock next? So we got.
The Dolphins should be on the clock. At 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess ESPN doesn't have it right. They still have the Niners, but guys, we're better than ESPN. We did it.
Yeah, we made it. All
There
right.
you go. San Francisco trades pick to Miami.
Okay, so Dave, let's look into this.
Yeah,
guy.
give me some information on this guy.
Okay, so he was a guard, right?
Yeah.
and Kellen Rutledge. All right, so we got Kellen Rutledge is the 4th rated guard in this class. He's a 2nd to 3rd round grade. He's a 4-year senior, 6'3", 316, 5'2", 40. Let me find his weaknesses for you here, or his strengths, I should say.
Yeah, let's see some strengths.
Yeah, so his strengths: broad through his chest and hips, well above average length. Impressive athlete on tape with his testing. Relies on upper body power and heavy hands to gain early advantages. Known for nasty temperament, so you'll love that in Houston. Good enough recovery skills as a pass blocker to find ways to stay attached. Team captain at both Middle Tennessee and Georgia Tech. Routinely plays through the pain. Head coach Brent Key, I can confidently say that he is the toughest player I have coached. Started all 26 games the past 2 seasons. To me, this is a guy that's going to be a plug and play. You're not going to have to worry about him. He's going to do his role, and he's going to do it well. That's just my initial thought, and he's going to be healthy every game. Weaknesses: choppy steps, upright and will false step at times with stress, disrupted his leverage, inconsistent reacting with switches and gap exchanges. Almost all of his career snaps came at right guard. He took center snaps during Senior Bowl practice, however. Medicals on his left foot are imperative. He missed the 2024 spring practice while recovering from injuries suffered in a car accident back in December of 2023. That is your new guard.
Yeah, it sounds like he was ranked to be maybe towards the end of the 2nd round and not the 1st round. So, again, I don't know much about him. We kind of talked about philosophy of draft and how we would play that, and I think this kind of sets to the theory of best available versus position of need, and obviously position of need for the Texans is offensive line, and this must be the guy that they have, highest rated in the interior for them. So I don't necessarily hate it. I don't love it. I don't have a ton of feelings about it. I'm honestly more intrigued about the Miami pick because I think they're trading up, obviously, here. But I'm wondering, Ty, is that to go get like an Omar Cooper, or are you thinking cornerback from Tennessee?
Yeah, that's a good one. McCoy. What's his Jerome McCoy?
Yeah.
Man, going back before we have a few minutes, the Proctor. I know I heard you offline a little bit. Man, I think that was a huge reach. I love the position. I love the idea of the position for us. But I feel like, man, we probably can get him at this range now.
We could have. You know what, Ty? There was a run on the offensive lineman, man.
Yeah.
At picks 18 to whatever. Now, does that mean you needed to take Proctor at 12? No. I mean, you could have still maybe traded back. Maybe they tried. You never know.
90 is what? Is that a 3rd round pick? So we have 5 of those. So now 4. So I like if they like a player here that they thought they wanted to get, fine. I don't, we have a ton of 3rd round picks, so I'm okay with that. I like the McCoy. I do like that pick, Dave. I know he is coming off injury, but I like what our defensive head coach can do with cornerbacks, and that's why I didn't think that we would even go for Delane if he was there, because I feel like they can get, later cornerbacks that can be productive. But yeah, let's see. I'm okay with McCoy or one of the receivers for sure.
So did you want them to stay put at 11 and take downs with him being there? Or?
No, I liked the move down.
Yeah.
But if Proctor was the guy, I would have liked to move back further than one spot, But I wanted Bain. I think Bain was the guy that I wanted. But, again, I like the position style. I just don't know if the player met where they were at 12.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting topsy-turvy draft here. So let's see. Pick is in.
Chris Johnson.
Who is that?
That's probably like the 3rd best corner.
Chris Johnson, the running back.
Not the running back.
CJ2K.
Oh no. Oh man.
No. He's a 1st round pick. I mean, he's probably. I'll see.
Who?
Yeah, let's see. You said who?
Who?
Wow. I got to say, the biggest disappointment, I don't even need to see the last 5 picks, would be Miami.
Oh gosh.
Guys, I thought this was the whole point in bringing in the Green Bay
Oh,
staff,
God.
was they knew how to draft.
Oh God.
This might be the only guy that could have drafted worse than Greer.
All right, so hold on. Let me pull
let
him
me
up.
hear it. Oh,
All right, so he's a first, second round grade. He's the third ranked corner in the class, behind Jermod McCoy, who was still available, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a 4-year senior. He's 6 feet 193. Ran a 4.4. He's got some speed. Let me look into his strengths here.
Bills just traded the pick again.
Wow, to the Dolphins,
New
the
England.
Patriots, right?
Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got calm feet, fluid hips for natural transitions from press. Shows excellent feel anticipation from off coverage. Flashes a burst to close when triggering on routes. Balances vision between route and quarterback to track the ball. He returned 2 interceptions for touchdowns in 2025. His 146 interception return yards ranked 3rd in the FBS. Eager run defender, won't jump off the tracks to escape oncoming train. Played on special team coverage all 4 seasons. He's young for his grade. Started kindergarten a year early. Who cares?
Guy's a genius.
Weaknesses: narrow bone structure with marginal muscle mass. Long speed is only average on tape, although his stopwatch times were above average. Takes foot off the gas slightly when turning to find the ball. Can get out physiqued by size on the outside. Toughness versus the run is there, but he'll get run over by backs when tackling form isn't on point. Of 23 career starts, just 2 came from Power 4 competition. So that's the key right there. He missed 1 game as a senior. Yeah, he plays at a small school.
Yeah.
But
Sauce, though, like Sauce Gardner played at a smaller school. Was it like Cincinnati or something?
Yeah, Cincinnati.
I mean,
The pick was so bad they didn't even talk about it on ESPN. They just
no highlights. Yeah. They didn't have any ready. They were like, he'll be a day 2 pick. It's okay.
Yeah.
We'll have it ready then.
oh, there's the tackle. There's Lemieux out of Utah. That was who I was
something-
hoping.
I kind of thought the Texans might go, but they need interior help, especially with trying to establish the run more. You know, Monty coming over and Woody Marks, but yeah, a lot of in division trades too.
I stayed up 3 hours for 2 reaches. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, I don't like it, Ty. I don't like it.
So our on the clock here is Patriots, and then we got the Chiefs coming up after them.
I'm not even updating the board anymore. I'm done. I'm
He's
tired.
done.
Who cares? Unless the
Nobody's
Bears-
watching anymore.
no one's watching anyways. We still got Larry Shapiro for some reason, but I don't know who. this guy
Mr.
is.
Larry, God bless you.
He said, "What the f?" I'm not
Hey.
even updating. The Dolphins are still picking at pick 27.
Their pick was so bad, we're not entering it in.
I mean, come
We're
on, dude.
laughing right now at the new general manager. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my gosh, dude.
Live
Where's the
look.
live? Where's the live view of Chris Gear?
Live look, Chris Greer.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Oh God.
All right, that's it for me. I'm calling it.
End it. Guys,
Okay.
let's
Do we
end
do we
it.
believe Carson Beck gets drafted in one of these picks?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm trying to see who's left.
For the Chiefs, Niners,
Eagles,
Bills.
Niners, Patriots, Seahawks. Maybe Seahawks.
Guys, it was a lot of fun. I'm leaving. A lot of fun.
All right, end it for us all. Guys,
All right.
we appreciate it.
How do I end this thing?
Oh boy, we're stuck
Hey,
in
Larry.
a lot of-
Larry, thanks for sticking with us all night. Bless my
Yeah,
heart.
Larry. Who else? Football,
So,
FinFit.
Ty, who else was in there? Did we know you knew somebody else? Was Emily in there? Okay, good. Which one was Emily? The Miami
The
fan?
first one, yeah, the one
Okay.
asking all the. She's
Who
like
was-
stabbing me the questions. I'm like, put it in the chat.
Who was
Who's
NFL?
NFL junkie?
That was you, Dave.
No, that's not me. I was with the kids.
Oh, I don't know. Thank you, NFL Junkie. You're our first real fan.
Are we sure that's not Uncle Larry's burner? Uncle Larry, are you? No, the typing is way too good. It's not.
Yeah,
it.
no, it's not. It's not him. All right.
Is
see
that
ya.
your T? Who do you think the Titans go now? T? I don't know. It's
I don't care.
Is that your dad?
I don't care.
See.
I don't know. He's the